And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome. Part 2. Welcome to the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. Thanks for coming through, y'all. I really appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. I'm just checking the sound, making sure we good. Where's the passport boys when here it is? Really appreciate it. We're going to do a little noise here. Make sure we are good. And we are in business. Tobias the Traveler, what's good, brother? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. We'll talk about the passport boys, y'all. Welcome to part 2. We was on earlier talking about Destiny. Destiny has a small army out there, man. And thanks to the Destiny army for coming through, getting pretty good views on that one. That was a good conversation, I think. Like I said about Destiny, man, I think he is a outstanding debater, good guy. I look forward to meeting the brother. I'm sure I'll bump into him in Miami. He's down there. I look forward to it. I've been watching his show, checking out his lives. Very astute political mind. So, y'all know I dabble a little bit in politics. I mean, fingers crossed if we lucky, we make enough noise, maybe, just maybe, he'll agree to come on, man. We could explain some stuff to me, man. He had a guy on today from Andrew Yang's party. I think they call themselves is it the Freedom Party? Freedom Now Party? I forget what they're called. Anyway, Andrew Yang has a new political party out there, and he had one of his representatives on Destiny's stream, and they were talking about it. It was pretty cool, so shout out to them. Brother Tobias is like, yeah, life is good. Indeed it is, bro. Indeed it is, man. I'm assuming you're in the States, or are you out and about, bro? You know what I mean? Because I've been checking out your page, bro. For real, you get around, man. That's what's up. You know what I mean? I can't wait to catch up with you on one of these trips, one of these excursions, bro. It'll be good times. I haven't been to the Philippines yet, man. I'm trying to make some time to get out there, bro. I think you have been. So I wouldn't mind touching bases with you. I hope all is well. I hope everybody's doing good. We're about to get into this, man. The whole passport bros passport movement. I just want to start off with this. This is not new. You know what I mean? This, traveling is not new. Western men have been going and traveling and seeing the world forever. It's new to certain communities. It's new to the black community, right? It's new. It's not new to me as an old dude. Y'all know I'm old. I already got half a century plus under my belt. It's not new to me. I travel. I was in the military. That's where I got a taste for it. And as a civilian, I've really gone out and traveled. So it's not new to me. But it is new to most people in our community. Keep in mind, most folks, I'm talking about black folks, they barely leave their city, let alone the state. You're talking about asking them to leave the country to get passports. They don't get it. And, Americans should go out and see the world. I tell people all the time, man, go see it. Go engage with these folks, man. Go learn about these other cultures and see what's really going on out there. Now these dudes are starting to do it, and we're going to talk about why. We are definitely going to talk about why. Brother Tobias currently in the States, but taking off again soon. I bet, I haven't been to the Philippine Islands. Yo, man, hey, bro, I'm trying to get out there, man, for real. I have friends from that culture. The dollar is strong there, too. Not as strong as it is in some places like Colombia. But the dollar is strong. The culture is cool. The women are nice. The people are nice. There are ties to America and American history because of, the Second World War, what the Japanese did to the Philippines Islands, what they did to the Filipinos was crazy. So there's a rich heritage. The Filipino men and women are fighters. They definitely did what they had to do during that time frame, and they paid for it. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of respect for them. And now it's just a cool place. It's great culture, great people. I hear the food's pretty good. And I look forward to going out there and checking it out, man. So, maybe we can rock that out, bro. Shit, work it out. Hit that part of the world at the same time. You know what I mean? I definitely want to go to the Philippines. I want to go to Thailand, and I heard so much about it. My people been to Vietnam. I'm kind of open to that. Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. I'm kind of open to checking that out. And I definitely want to check out Hong Kong. I'm not a big fan of China, but I do want to check out Hong Kong, and I want to check out Macau. If I do go back to mainland China, like maybe Guangzhou, I think that's how you pronounce it. But I do not want to go back to Beijing and Shanghai. I don't want anything to do with that. I did not enjoy myself. Miss AKA lady, what's good, love? We're in here talking about this whole passport movement thing, man. And like I said, it's not new, people. This is not a new thing. It's just new to, again, like I said, certain cultures, certain communities. Is definitely new to our community, to our culture. People are starting to get out there and do it. And like I said, we're going to talk about why. Why are they doing it? Who's doing it? What's going on? What's the fallout? You know what I mean? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We know that. So what's going on with that? You know what I mean? So we're definitely going to check that out. Brother Tobias says he's been to Thailand and Laos a lot. Not feeling China either. Yeah, bro. I'm definitely I want to check out Thailand, man. I want to check out Laos. I want to throw Vietnam on there, Cambodia on there. That trip is probably 3 to 5 years out. Just keeping it 100. I'll definitely do the Philippines pretty quick. I'm trying to do the Philippines within the next 24 months. You know what I mean? And maybe Thailand. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, doing Cambodia, Laos. That's gonna be out of ways, but it's definitely on my list. Miss Globe Girls in the house, my favorite sailor. What's good? How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? I think people who aren't here now, and maybe even the Ninja Watchers, are probably, I would venture to say, are probably traveled, maybe even, dare I say, well traveled. But we all know that's kind of crazy. I have family members will call me up and I'll answer the phone like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm in Medellin." They're like, "Where's that?" I'm like, "Colombia." South Carolina, like, no, the country, bro. You know what I mean? What are you doing there? It's just such a reluctance to go and see. You know what I mean? Like, Colombia is a beautiful place. Aruba's a great place. Like Jamaica. I mean, there's so many places you can go. Like, U.S. Virgin Islands. I mean, it's just, Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of like an annex. They're not quite America, but they are America. It's kind of weird. But anyway, it's still a different culture. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Just simple stuff. Take these small trips and go see what's up, man. Go up to Michigan. See what's like up there. You know what I mean? Grayland's a nice place. You know what I mean? Go up to Traverse City, man. Go across that bridge, man. Go over, the Sault Ste. Marie. Across the Mackinac Bridge or something like that. Do that. Go see that, man. Go to Canada. Go to Niagara Falls. Like, just go somewhere and, immerse yourself in a different culture. Even if it's really close and real similar to our culture, still different. It's one thing to open up the window and boom, there's a Canadian flag out there flying at the top of the pole. Go experience that, yo. So, and people are starting to do that, it seems. Sister Candace in the house. What's good, love? Welcome back. So glad you're back. You know what I mean? Always a pleasure to see you. I think Fresh and Myron should be back in America, man. They should be back at home, adjusting and probably just, recovering from their trip. Yeah, I'm gonna I'll probably hit them up just to see how they doing when I finish this. And then they're going to be on tomorrow for their Womanizing Wednesday show. So I definitely want to check them out there. Miss AKA lady, I traveled so much before COVID. I haven't left the state since 2019. Same here. You know what I mean? I moved across the country. At COVID, there's a lot going on. I'm dealing with the court system. It is what it is. That's America for you. You know what I mean? That's, going back to, the manosphere and people like Tate talking about living off the grid. The best way to unplug is to be on as many grids as possible. Right. So they can't stop you. And he's right about that. Having multiple passports. He's right about that. People, y'all need to do that. You need to do that. If any particular government, the government decides that you can't travel and they shut down your passport, whatever, you're stuck. You're stuck, you know what I mean? But there are ways to get multiple passports. I know folks who have 2, 3, 4 passports legally. There's nothing, they're not doing anything illegal. Legally, they can legally travel, go wherever they want to go, do whatever they want to do. They're not affected by American politics or British politics, you know what I mean, in the UK. They're not affected by German politics or Greek politics or Central and South America or whatever. They're not affected. They can just pull out their passport, off they go. They're not breaking any laws. They're not doing anything criminal. They're just being able to move. The world we live in now, it's all about control. Excuse me. It's all about control. You have to find a way around that. I mean, how can a government tell grown people they can or cannot do stuff? Stuff like, I want to go to Mexico. No. Seriously? You know what I mean? So this is stuff we need to think about, y'all. I know there's so many other things to think about. There's so many other things that your mind is going to be working on, things that are pressing that you got to do. But this is something you also need to think about. You know what I mean? Definitely put this on your to-do list. You know what I mean? They say, okay, hey lady, you can get a non-American passport. Yeah, you can get passports in different countries. They will definitely do that. There's ways to do it, legal ways to do it. Look it up online. It's legal ways to do it. If you know, there's like heritage kind of stuff. Like, you know, if you're Irish, you know what I mean, or if you're Israeli or of Jewish descent, you can get an Israeli passport. If you can prove that you're Irish, you can get an Irish passport. There are tons of countries that do this kind of thing. If you buy property in certain countries, and you spend X amount of dollars with said country or whatever, or deposit that money in their banking system, that you can get a passport. There are tons. The citizen is just citizenship. You can get dual citizenship. You can get citizenship in other countries, and with that citizenship comes passports. I mean, it's not as simple as that. I mean, it's like anything else. You actually have to do your research and look into it. But yeah, it can absolutely be done. And that's something you should be thinking about. Brother Michael's in the house. What's good, bro? What is good? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So yeah, like you don't want to find yourself under the whims of whatever country you belong to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an American, that's great, but I have friends who are Armenian and American, or Italian and American, and they have 2 passports, sometimes more. You know what I mean? I know people, friends of mine who are Jewish, and they're American, and they have an American passport, and they have an Israeli passport. You know what I mean? But they're also German. They can go to Germany and like, no, you know, my grandma was here, whatever. Boom, they can get a German passport. You know, especially, I'm sure Germany's not going to give them a lot of grief, especially with what happened in World War II. You know what I mean? There are different ways to do it. Countries have their own rules. You got to look at their rules and see like, oh, wow. Oh, look at this. It says here that I can get this passport if I can prove my, lineage or my heritage to this place, or buy some property, or do whatever it is. It's cool. It's fun to look at. I mean, that's a homework assignment. Y'all go look up and see how many countries you could get citizenship in, and then how many passports you can get. So, but that's some of the stuff that they talk about in the manosphere. Like, Andrew Tate's big on that. Like, you look at Andrew Tate, he's American, right? And he's British. So that's definitely 2 passports right there. He's in Romania. I bet he has a Romanian passport. You know what I mean? Like, the guy moves on different grids. So, that's 3 passports right off rip that I'm certain that he has. He probably has 3 or 4 more. A lot of it just boils down to money. So there's that aspect of, the whole passport movement. There's that aspect of it. But we're going to get into what's going on now with the passport bros, passport boys, whatever they're called. What's going on here with these young African-American men who are getting their passports and they're going to points south, looking for love, looking for feminine, beautiful, fit women, who are, friendly. You know what I mean? So, let's see what's up with that. Wonderful 34's in the house. What's good, fam? Thanks for coming through. You're on time this time, bro. Earlier you called us right at the end, but I'm glad you did catch us. So yeah, we're gonna start out with a video from man, I should have wrote the brother's name down. Beautiful Lies is the name of this YouTube channel. Beautiful Lies is a brother. I've never seen it before. I was just kind of looking for some videos to support this episode. Came across his. It was pretty good. We're gonna watch a little bit of this, and we're gonna get into it. Which I think is, pretty cool. Do I want to leave it small? I'll make it a little bigger. We'll make it a little bigger like that. So let's watch this video, and then we're going to talk. I'm going to make some points because we got 3 videos loaded up. We're just going to watch a couple minutes of this, and then we're going to, do a little talking. So let's check this out.
I've got a confession to make, y'all. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a pretty face, a beautiful smile, that nice, soft, feminine voice. But more than anything else, I'm a sucker for those beautiful golden brown eyes. Something like this.
Hi guys, just a daily reminder. Hi guys, just a daily reminder. Hi guys, just a daily reminder.
But look,
that was a beautiful young woman right there. Beautiful young woman. You just see her eyes, her face. Just everything about her. Like, wow. Obviously American. Sister, ooh, that's a dime right there, yo. I see where he's coming from. And I was just checking out his set. Got the TV back there, really good set. He's checking out his house. I'm looking at the aircraft that are on the mantle there. Like there's a globe up there. There's, like words of wisdom and all that kind of stuff. I'm willing to bet this guy's former military. I'm a venture to say Air Force, maybe even a pilot, because most people don't put those type of, decorations on their wall if they don't have anything to do. Like you look behind me, you see the airborne flag, you see the weapon. I mean, it just kind of tells you a lot about me, possibly like my past and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely a grunt. You know what I mean? Definitely an American warrior, ground guy, airborne, that kind of stuff. And I'm looking at this nice, clean. This guy's, you know what I mean, well spoken, sharp. I would not be surprised if this guy as a pilot. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Or he could just like, airplanes. He could just like airplanes. Looks like it's an F-18 up there. No, it's not an F-18. Maybe I'm not even quite sure. Looks like it might be an F-18 on the left, the gray one, and then on the right might be an F-16. So anyway, and that's just my guess, but like who knows? Who knows? But let's continue on.
Luckily for me, I've been a traveling man for 25 years, and I've become immune to some of the trickery that's out there. I saw it. Did you catch it? Let's look again.
Hi guys, just a daily reminder that I ain't never seen a man that I need. You're all replaceable. Don't ever get too comfortable and don't ever think otherwise. You're a guest in this household and you can be kicked out just as quickly as you were welcomed in.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes, we do. Houston, we have a problem. And there's a lot of women who think that way. It just is what it is. Not just sisters. There's a lot of American women who think that way. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Candace, fair use. Thanks for that. Yeah, I've been getting pretty lucky, and we are doing this to, I haven't got any nasty grams from YouTube yet, so I think we're doing all right. And then just playing just to watch this play out a little bit. I just put it on mute, but you can see this brother does travel. He is surrounded by beautiful women, a little older. The name of his site is Beautiful Lives. Like, go over there and check it out. Like, Beautiful Lives. Again, this dude's he's been talking about traveling for the past 20 plus years. Like, this is not new. This whole passport movement thing is only new to certain aspects or certain sectors of our community, the black community. And, a lot of it has to do with, socioeconomic stuff like that. People just don't know, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this ain't new, y'all. This ain't new. So let's continue a little bit. There's another part in here I thought was pretty funny.
Good team, salute and salutations. Welcome to Beautiful Lies. I am your not so humble host, El Guapo, and today we are back at it in the Kingmaker studio, and I got a good one for y'all today. Listen, this soft girl era thing is getting out of control, and guess what? It's not out of control for the men, especially not for the passport bros. It's out of control for y'all ladies.
I don't know what the soft girl movement is, but let's keep watching. And like you said, he's self-described. I mean, he's a passport bro. He says it right off rip.
I'm going to teach you how to keep yourself safe. Ladies, I'm going to help you avoid the pitfalls of falling into this soft girl fiasco. But before we do that,
for real, what's soft girl, y'all? I don't even know what that is.
I got to say this real fast. I was watching my little big sis, Danica Marie, and she actually said what I put in my thumbnail, soft girl error. So Danica, if you see this, just know that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And I hope you're flattered by the fact that I use that because it is fantastic. Speaking of which, Danica Marie, Dope Discussions, has one of the savviest, most intelligent chats I've ever seen.
Tokyo Traveler says, are they going to soft girl their way out of their weight?
Emotional damage.
Oh my God.
But let's
That's hilarious. I just want to continue to that part right there. Are they going to soft girl their way out of the weight? Ooh, that was tough. Yeah, there's all sorts of layers here, y'all. All sorts of layers. So we got the people out here who want to travel the passport, the passport movement. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing. I back it 100%. Go out there and get it. But my thing is go out there and just see how others live on this planet. But what they're doing is something completely different. We're about to get into that. Brother Donnie's in the house. What's good, bro? Fresh and Fit Dallas, y'all know what it is. Excited about this episode. I just spoke to my mother 2 days ago, and even she was encouraging me to go overseas to find a fit and feminine woman. Real talk. Wow. It's a thing, y'all. It's definitely a thing. Yeah, man. It's a thing. This is going to be a two-parter. I'm telling y'all now, we're going to do this episode today. Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have my people, Kat. Kat is a Colombian American. She lives in LA. She's an actress. She's absolutely stunningly beautiful. She's sharp. She's feminine. You know what I mean? She's fit. She's friendly. She's all that kind of stuff. And she's going to talk about the flip side of this. So we're talking about the American side of this, of people going to places like Colombia, Brazil, you know what I mean, Philippines, wherever they're going. She's going to talk about it from the other perspective, as a Colombian woman, as someone who's raised up in that world, how some women are looking at these Western men who are coming in. So I think that's going to be a really good conversation. That is this Friday, y'all, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. There's going to be a part 2. So we just consider this part 1, and I should have that thumbnail up tonight. Y'all ain't gonna want to miss it. Especially Brother Michael, because he's going to be up here doing his thing. Y'all know how Brother Mike rolls. So as he sees Kat, it's going to be all about this.
Holla, 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 holla.
And I just got to tell you, she's a mom. She's a very happy mom, and she's in a healthy relationship. But hey, man, just want to let you know up front, I know y'all going to be trying to holler at Kat because she is beautiful. Because her and I were talking today, we just locked that in. That's really good. I'm excited about it too. But yeah, it is a problem. So let's really talk about this. It is a problem in America right now. Women are definitely more masculine now, and I'm just speaking from my point of view than I've ever seen it. And I've come from the hood. I've come from independent women who are going out there doing their thing. Being feminine, being friendly doesn't really seem to play into that role. I mean, there's a lot of women like, well, for the right guy, I'll be feminine. I call cap on that. You just can't turn it on and off like a light. I mean, and like for the women who are very successful in the corporate world or whatever out there, they're making their own money. To make that kind of bread, to be successful like that, does come with certain masculine traits. That's the only way you're going to get there. And it's hard to turn that off. Can it be done? Yeah, it can be done. But it's hard to turn that off. I say that all the time. And again, I'm not speaking on all people. I'm not saying this is just, this is the solid rule, I'm not saying that, but I am saying I've noticed a shift. And along with that shift, social media, technology has changed. So, we've talked about this a million times. We talk about hypergamy. We talk about the sexual marketplace. We talk about dating strategies for men and for women and their different strategies. We talk about all this kind of stuff, right? But the technology is the thing that really is, I think that's like the major wrench in the works is the technology, right? So now you have a woman from Fayetteville, Arkansas, communicating with a guy who's a millionaire in Dublin, Ireland. You know what I mean? And he's like flying her out and all this kind of stuff. So the access, has definitely changed. They have access to these guys. And once women start dealing with guys on a certain level, they believe that's where they are, and they just start to ignore everyone else around them. I think that's a big part of that. So who does that affect more than anybody else? So we'll get into it. Sister Candace, I would think only women who lack femininity, fitness, and beauty would be concerned with men going overseas for love. Yes, I would agree with you there. So does Miss AKA Lady. You know what I'm saying? And Brother Mike is talking about Wonderful. It's probably shouts out to Wonderful. Wonderful 34, who's also with us. But yeah, I would agree with that. So we on this platform, I always talk about the top 20% of dudes who most women are chasing. They go after the top 20% of guys. That's what they want. And it's fine. That's their preference. That's what's up. It's cool. That's who they're gunning for. All women are gunning. From the 2s all the way up to the 10s, that's what they're gunning for, right? And, people chalk it up to hypergamy or whatever. It's a dating strategy. It's, it's a preference. That's fine. So the bottom 80% of dudes, right? You hear people, especially in the manosphere, you've heard it on this platform and other platforms, the bottom 80. These are the guys who are like the passport bros now. These are the guys. It's like this brother we just watched on the video here, Beautiful Eyes. This brother, he's been out there. He's in the top 20. He's been out there. He's been traveling for over 20 years. He's probably got himself together financially. You know what I mean? He's probably, former military. Maybe he's in government. Like, this dude's all right. He figured it out a long time ago, and he has game. And y'all know how I feel about that. Game trumps all in my book. If you got game, you good. And anywhere, on anybody's soil, if you got game, you good. Your game's solid enough, you good. You know what I mean? Especially for short-term stuff. You know what I mean? Even for long-term, if you got game, you'll be able to filter out and or vet the woman that you want, because you're filtering things through that learned experience, through your game. So there's the bottom 80 guys, they don't necessarily have that game. They just don't. And I'm here to tell you, it's hard. It is hard to approach women in the West. It is hard. It is. It is. Just as a man who's been in these streets a very long time, I'm here to tell you it's hard. It is so difficult, in fact, that I don't even, there are tons of women I don't even approach. You know what I mean? 20, 25 years ago, I would approach them no problem. It's numbers, I'm gunning, I'm doing my thing. Now, I get mad, I'm like, I hope they don't say anything to me. It's just attitude, yo. Why? Like, damn, baby, why you got this attitude? Kind of like that young sister in that video. I just want to tell you, I can replace you at any time. I don't need you. You ain't shit. Why you out? Why you out with all that makeup on? Why you out looking good? Why you out got the twins all poked up and everything? Why you out with the BBL? Why you out? Why you here if that's the case? Because it's not the case. You're just not who she wants. She wants the top tier, right? All right, that's fine. So the bottom 80 guys, as we could probably all agree, men are problem solvers. They're looking to solve a problem. They're not getting any intimacy. They're not getting any sexual access. They can't access the women that they want at all, right? And we're talking about the bottom 80 type women. They're looking across the spectrum. Like, I'm a 5, I'm average, she's average, but she don't want nothing to do with him. And they're trying to figure it out. Like, why? What's going on? You know what I mean? So this is where we are. Somebody took a trip, or somebody watched a YouTuber who was in Brazil, and next thing you know, all these brothers running to get their passports. Miss Globe Girl, I've lived on every continent on the planet, and there's no place like the U.S. If you peel each country back to see it with non-tourist eyes, you'd understand. I get that. I haven't been to every continent. I've been to a lot. I haven't been to every continent, but I'm here to tell you, I'm pretty much done with America myself, but I'm not part of this. I'm not a passport dude. I'm not a passport boy. I'm not feeling our politics right now. I think we're going down the wrong path, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to turn the boat in time. I think America's going to a very dark place. So I'm looking for other places. Like, I have an exit strategy, which involves other countries. But I'm not doing it just for the women. You know what I mean? I can holler at women on any continent. That's not why I'm doing it. But I'm not a passport dude. We're here to talk about these passport dudes. You know what I mean? But it is really difficult to holler at these women over here in this country for no reason. It wasn't this hard in the 90s, in the early 2000s. It was not this hard. It wasn't. Just keeping it 100. Like, yo, it's gotten more difficult over the decades. And these young guys now who are already soft, they're kind of weird, no real male guidance, they're lack of leadership. These guys are out here fending for themselves in this environment. I can see them wanting to do something else. Sister Candace, is the value after the sex that I believe men are seeking, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the value after the sex. Yeah, you're absolutely right. These guys are looking for intimacy though, but once they get theirs, once they bust, that post-bust clarity comes into play. And at the end of the day, like, again, we're gonna get into this. When you travel and you go to these different cultures, I'm telling you, the women there are very, very feminine. you know the way to put it? Like they're good people. They're nice. They hold conversations. They cook and clean, and you know what I mean. They're definitely partner material. I mean, they're right there, not because they have to, but because they want to. When they feel for you, when they want you, man. Again, it used to be like that here. I can remember Atlanta, going to the South, getting yourself a good Southern woman used to be a thing back in the 80s and early 90s. That used to be a thing. Grown-ups was talking about it. That's not a thing anymore. I mean, it's places in America, probably flyover country now. You have to like go west. You know what I mean? Go to these small towns. Maybe you'll find someone, maybe that's not online like that. That's not, on Instagram like that. That's not being hit up by all these blue check dudes. It's not getting hit up by millionaires from all over the world, or they are getting hit up and they don't care. I mean, I know women who don't have a social media presence. I know women who have their social media locked. It's only their friends. They don't let anyone in that they don't know. I know women like that here in America. They're here. They exist. You know what I mean? Are they hard to find? Yes, they are. Would it be easier to get your passport and go to someplace like Brazil or Colombia or Aruba or Curacao? Would it be easier to find that type of woman? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Sister Candace, and perhaps the degree of difficulty in talking to women have been elevated to some degree, or I'm sorry, alleviated to some degree by dating apps. Yes. I mean, the game has changed. People don't know how to interact in person. The game has changed. You know what I mean? So if you're unable to adapt, you're going to go without. And again, women don't have to hunt. Men got to hunt, you know what I mean? Quote unquote. You got to go out there and hunt what you can as a guy. And if you don't understand these things, it's going to be hard. That's why, the manosphere is always talking about, making yourself the best version of yourself that you possibly can, making money, staying in shape, money, game, frame, and all that kind of stuff. That's why they push that so hard, because that'll help you. You know what I mean? Simply because you're a millionaire doesn't mean you're going to get dimes. It doesn't mean someone's going to finesse you. You're more apt to get finessed. Having that money just gives you an opportunity to shoot your shot. It just gets you into the game. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Like, all right, you got all this bread. All right, now it gets you into doors you can't get into normally. That's all it is. So yeah. Miss AKA lady, I think it's still a thing. Myself and women around me, we cook and we take care of our guys. We also require reciprocity too, but I feel the internet distorts reality a little bit. We're dealing with generations. This is all they know. We're dealing with generations that never went outside. They couldn't go outside. They're cyber babies. This is their world. Like, dating apps and having a phone attached to their hand all the time. This is their world. I grew up in an era where, we couldn't come in the house. You know what I mean? We got to watch maybe 2 or 3, it's maybe 4 or 5 hours of TV a day. Maybe that's because it's raining or something like that. We had to stay outside. Nowadays it's different. So, I mean, I get it. So when you're looking at, like we talked about the top 20, so that leaves us the bottom 80, right? And these passport dudes, right? For the sake of this conversation here, these are the guys that are talking about getting their passports and doing all this stuff, right? These are the passport dudes, the bottom 80 guys, right? They have no or very little game. They're not getting good results when it comes to women, right? So they're trying to solve a problem. Like, I want a dime too. You know what I mean? So they're out there like, I want a dime. How do I get it? And now they got YouTube. So like, we'll just do this passport thing. Right? They get a passport. They go to these exotic places, what we call exotic, and they see all these beautiful women. Colombia, like I was saying earlier that Miami is just chock full of beautiful women, and it is. Colombia is even more. Like the scale in Colombia is just crazy. I mean, first time I went to Medellin, I was trying to holler at the girl at McDonald's making my ice cream sundae. I was trying to take her out. Fine. She was beautiful. Making ice cream sundaes at McDonald's. Like, what are you doing here? What's your name? You know what I mean? Like, everywhere. It was beautiful women at the airport. You know what I mean? Law enforcement, like cops, soldiers, beautiful women everywhere. And they're all friendly. You know what I mean? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Oh, that's all you got it. That's all you got it. ¿Se habla inglés? No, poquito. See? Oh, good. We in there. That's it. That's my pickup line. That's it. That's all I do. And if she really doesn't speak any English, I got to go to the phone. I got to go to the translator app. But we still go out. We still go get some coffee or go whatever. And even down there, I can afford to take it to a nice dinner. It's only going to cost like $10. The dollar is extremely strong in Colombia. These women are beautiful. They will tell you. The first time I encountered a woman from Colombia, she was from Cali. We were in Aruba. It was her and her friends, and it was like me and my dude, and they were just hanging out with us. It was like a 3-on-3 situation, and they came by the hotel. I was trying to like my friend didn't bring a bathing suit, and I was like, well, let's just go down to the store in the hotel and get you a bathing suit. So because the beach is right there, we were staying on the beach. She wouldn't let me do it. She was like, no. We got into a cabin. She took us, like to where the regular people live. And she went shopping for a bathing suit, man. I'm like, this is my bathing suit. But no, she was like, no, it's too expensive. Let's go over here. Bought her a bathing suit for like $4 or whatever it was. Now, mind you, we were in Aruba. So it wasn't like I was doing this in Colombia where the dollar is super strong. I was using, it was dollar for dollar. It was American money. You know what I mean? There was no advantage to the U.S. currency there in Aruba. So in fact, the dollar at that time might have been a little weak. Compared to, I think they use florin down there. I forget the currency, but the dollar might have been just a little bit under theirs at this particular time. This was a long time ago. So she took us out to where the clothes are, like the little swap meet or whatever, and bought herself a bikini. It was so inexpensive. I think she got like 2 for $5 or something like that, right? I'm like, yeah, get 2. It was there on sale or whatever. Buy one, get one kind of thing. Then we all went to the beach, man. It was, you know what I mean? And that's how cool she was. She didn't have to do that. She could have been like, yeah, just give me that, whatever. You know what I mean? But it was just cool. It blew my mind just talking to her and hanging out with her and spending time with her. It was great. It was great. I hated to leave. I kept in touch with her for as long as I could. You know what I mean? I just couldn't get down to see her, and she couldn't get to America. Like, it was hard for her to get into America. So, but that was my first interaction with a woman from Colombia. And then she told me, she's like, you need to go to Medellin. That's where all the beautiful women are in Colombia. I'm like, where? And I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 years later, that's when I went to Medellin. I was like, oh my gosh, she was not kidding. So just right off rip, that experience with this woman in another country, I was kind of like, huh. Then you come back home, you deal with what you got to deal with here in America. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's a different game. You know what I mean? So I was like, the whole time back in my mind, I'm thinking of this woman. Like, I got to get to Colombia. You know what I mean? I got to get to Colombia. And when I finally made it, oh yeah, brother was cool with it. So the bottom 80 dudes are looking to solve this issue. They're looking to solve this issue. And then they'll go to a place like Brazil or Colombia or wherever they're going, and they'll meet a woman. Guaranteed they had an experience similar to mine. Guaranteed. And the woman was not trying to finesse them. Now, there are women down there trying to finesse you. They get it. They in the game. They understand what it is. They trying to get this little money, right? They understand the conversion rate, right? They know how much your dollar is worth to their currency, and they're working it out. They know that $5 ain't nothing to you, but it can really mean something to her. You got them. But that's a minority. The average woman down there is just looking for a good guy and trying to better her life. You know what I mean? So, and these bottom 80 dudes get a taste of that. So even when you look at the bottom 80, you figure like, we'll use $100,000 as a cutoff. If you're making $100,000 or more financially, like, that 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack thing. All right, that puts you in the top 20, right? And we'll even throw game in there. That puts you in the top 20. So if you're making $99,000 a year or less, you're in the bottom 80. So I would say the guys in that bottom 80 who were making somewhere between, let's say, $40,000 and $99,000 a year, this is the group that I believe can afford to make these trips. Below that, these guys can't really do anything. You know what I mean? If you're making less than $40,000 a year, unless you're really good with your budget and, like you're living at home or something like that, it's really hard to have the money to be able to take one of these trips. And even if you do take the trip, you're not going to have the money to, you know what I mean, to really try to get this woman to come back to the States. She's not going to live with you and your mom. It takes, you would need a lot of game for that. Your game would have to be super tight for that. So we're looking at the bottom 80. We're going to eliminate the lower 50% of that. And we're going to concentrate on those guys who are making, like I said, between $40,000 and $99,000 a year. These are the guys that I think are going. And yeah, I'm just making these numbers up. There's nothing out there to back these, these numbers up. It's just me making up numbers. This is me running it through the think tank. And then Miss Globe Girl was talking to Miss AK lady about that. That's pretty cool. I see y'all interacting. You know what I mean? And thanks a lot for showing up, ladies, for sure. I don't know where the dudes are, but we got the ladies in here. This would be the day for the dudes to come in and ask some questions and have a real good back and forth. Miss AKA lady, I also think there is a lot of sex trafficking going on, but no one talks about that part. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Sex trafficking in the sense that there are women down there forced into that world and like in these foreign countries. No, because their laws are different than ours. Like, you're looking at it through an American lens. Are guys taking these vacations? They're like sex vacations. It's like sex tourism. Yeah, absolutely. But when you go to these different countries now, I mean, that is the case. They definitely have some problems in Thailand and the Philippines with minors. It got to, I don't want to say it was in the Philippines, and it got so bad. This must be like 10 years or so ago. It got so bad that America had to start taking legal action against these men who were going over there looking for these kids as young as 7 years old. Yes, that's horrible. That's horrible. But America has gotten involved in that, setting up stings and stuff like that, because these American men thought they could go over there and they can get away with these crimes, these horrible crimes, and nothing could happen to them back in America. America worked with the Philippines. I want to say it was either the Philippines or Thailand. They worked with these countries and they started to set up these guys and get these guys. They would set up some laws or whatever, and they would extradite these guys back to the States, and they would be charged here as if the crimes occurred in America. So I know that was going on. But when you're talking about Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, that sort of stuff, Venezuela before it got real bad, Argentina, Uruguay, when you're talking about that, Peru, when you're talking about these places, their laws are different. And yes, you have guys going down there looking for women, looking for companionship. Yes, there's going to be, money exchange, but it's not one of those things where these women are being held against their will and put in places where they're, being trafficked like that. I'm sure that goes on, but it's not, I haven't seen that personally. Now, then again, I wasn't looking for that. But you got stuff like that going on. And there are some things in Colombia that the Colombians are fighting, that these Western men are coming over doing things like with underage girls. But like the laws of consent in Colombia are like 16 or 17 or something like that. So they are starting to look for those not just American men, but Western men who are looking for that, and they're doing stuff about it. So those sort of things are kind of being worked out. But yeah, there's definitely an element of that. But the sex trafficking stuff that I've seen wasn't like blatant. You know what I mean? It's not like, the woman is chained to a bed or something like that, which you'll find in certain countries, or there's an armed guard outside making sure she don't come out. You know what I mean? So it's not that bad in the countries that we're talking about. I'm sure in Africa, I've heard stories about some countries in Africa. I've heard stories about some places in Eastern Europe, but I haven't been to those places. But it's crazy. But yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. And Ms. Globe Girl saying YouTube is misleading these desperate young men with pipe dreams. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on what these guys are looking for. I wouldn't say that they're being misled, but these brothers don't know how to travel. I will say that they don't know how to travel. They get themselves in trouble. There was a guy from Atlanta who moved to Colombia and still walking around with the big chain on and this and that. He's living there. He's got a girlfriend, live in. They're doing this thing. I think this guy was like he had a restaurant or something in Atlanta. I can't remember the details, but anyway, he got himself shot and killed. He was wearing his chain, and guys pull up on a motorcycle like with a gun, like, yo, give me the chain. And he didn't want to give him the chain, so he shot him. You know what I mean? Listen, You don't want to go to places like that and you're wearing these really expensive chains. You know, you might be wearing 5 years worth of wages around your neck. Somebody's going to come take that, not knowing where he is. Plus, you don't even need to dress like that. So when you go into certain places, I encourage these young guys, like, yo, if you're going to go to Colombia or Brazil, you need to understand what's going on down there. Brazil is extremely dangerous. Like, if you don't know what you're doing in Brazil, you're going to get caught up for sure. Brazil is dangerous for Brazilians. You know what I mean? You coming down there and you don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's beautiful women, but you better know what you're doing. You better know where you stand. Same with Jamaica, right? Same with Nicaragua. You know what I mean? Honduras. There are places like you better know what you're doing. You don't want to get off the reservation. Mexico City's like that. You better know what you're doing. So I wouldn't say it's a pipe dream. If they know what they're doing, they're going to get what they're looking for. They're looking for an experience, a nice experience with a beautiful woman. That's all they're looking for. Let's keep it 100. They just want to be able to go out and sit down and have a beautiful woman on the arm and have conversations and this and that. That's all they really want. Can you get that? Absolutely. That's not a pipe dream, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And Sister Candace, regardless of where men find their women, they have to vet them. Absolutely. Especially if they are considering these women for marriage and to bear their children. Yes. You definitely want to vet them. Yes. A lot of these dudes, these passport dudes, they're going over there. They're bringing these women back to America and they're marrying them. That's a mistake. You don't want to do that. That's just that doesn't, You don't want to do that. Eddie Murphy talked about this in, was it Delirious or one of his stand-up specials when he was saying, you know, brought a girl back from the jungle from Africa. Her name was Umfufu, and she came back to America talking about I won't have. Funny bit. That was the 80s and 90s, right? You know what I mean? So don't bring her back to America. Tobias the Traveler, the top 10% of black men in America make $95,000 per the census. Okay. We just added an extra, you know, we just made it 100,000 just for sake of conversation. But yeah. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? That's top 10. That's top 10%. Wow. You know what I mean? But I throw a lot of stuff in there, like, you know, being fit and, you know, having some money, being fit, being savvy, having game. I throw all that in there. You could be a dude making $50,000 a year, but have like really good game. And that'll put you in the top 20%. Like you're tall, you're in shape. You know what I'm saying? You know how to womanize. You know, is that going to be good for long term? Probably not. Like that's a different type of game. But you know, you're definitely going to have women coming after you because you check so many different boxes. But wow, 95,000, top 10% of black earners. That's crazy. Miss Globe Girl Passport Boys movement. Don't talk about, be about it. All I have to say, buy passport. But yeah, absolutely. We're going to get into that too. I got a couple of videos queued up of women who seem to be kind of upset. They seem to be upset about these dudes. Like, why be mad? You're like, okay, bye. But I think the reason these women are mad is because these guys, you know, like the top 50% of the bottom 80, these are the guys that women kind of eventually, you know, settle for or wound up with after they've done. A lot of women couldn't really get what they wanted, but they got these guys on standby. These are the dudes in the friend zone. These are the guys who go out and work these hard factory jobs, right? They mailmen, delivery drivers, like they're doing all this stuff, working all these jobs. All they want is they just want a wife. They want to have a family. They don't even want to be out there spinning plates. You know what I mean? Again, this is just my opinion. These are dudes, they just really want someone to come home to. They want someone that they can love, that can love them back. They're going to have kids. You know what I mean? Do what they can, grow together. These are the dudes, but they're not getting any access. None. You know what I mean? And you can sit there and tell them like, oh, just sit back, man. Sit in the friend zone and wait. These dudes are all getting friend zone. They're getting curbed. You know what I mean? They get with a chick and the woman is like, finds out he's the foodie guy. He's wasting his resources on these women. And we're not even talking about like he's going after the dimes. He's going after like women on his level, and she's running game on him. These are the dudes that are like, you know what? I'm about to go try. You know, I'm gonna go to Colombia or go to Brazil, and they get there and they come across some beautiful women. You take a week, you go down there for a week or a long weekend. You're gonna meet a beautiful woman. You're gonna have a good time. I've seen guys. I'll go down there and I'll see a dude that I don't know that was on a flight going down there. Then you see him again later on walking around, you know, Parc Legeres or something like that. Like, oh, that's the dude that was on the flight. And then he'll meet a woman And then you'll see him with that woman for the rest of the trip. And you see him back on the plane, headed back out Monday or Tuesday or something like that, completely in love, texting her, FaceTiming her. That's it. He came all the way down there just to be with that one woman, surrounded by dimes. Surrounded by dimes. He just wants to be with that one woman. That's what I'm talking about when we reference these passport boys. But I feel you, Miss Globe Girl. Let them go. You know what I mean? Let them go. You know what I mean? Wonderful 34s in the house. You've been here, right? Yeah. Most men are desperate. We just want what most women in the U.S. are not providing. Most men are not desperate. All right. Okay. That's a good point. We just want what most people are not providing. Vetting is key. I'm definitely going to drop the link on this one, y'all. I'm going to pull up the video. Matter of fact, I'll drop the link now. Drop the link right now, man. There's the link, y'all. If y'all want to get in here and start and talk this out. But I think that, like we're talking about the bottom 80 guys and the top half of that, those are the guys that are going. Why are they going? We've kind of already talked about that. It's easy. It's beautiful women. And when I say beautiful, like straight up, I don't think people in this chat can fully appreciate just how beautiful these women are. I'm talking about like they just got out of they look like they are centerfolds and like Vogue and, Elle and stuff like that. Beautiful women, friendly, beautiful smiles. They just, man, the way they touch you, the way they dance, the way they talk, they whisper in your ear, they play with bro, listen, listen, it's an experience that most men in this country will never have in their life. And I'm just being 100 with it. It's an experience that most men will never get, not with that caliber of woman. And we just, and like I said, guys are into looks, right? They're just beauty, fit, feminine, and friendly. And you're talking about a dude with no game can go down here and have this beautiful woman on his arm. She's cooking for him, right? She's cleaning up his little Airbnb, or she's at the hotel, just right there with him, getting pretty. There is nothing like getting ready to go out with your beautiful woman and y'all jumped out the shower, y'all naked. Take away the sex. Like, let's say you didn't even have sex. You're just so infatuated with this woman. You get to see this beautiful woman in the shower. She's washing your back for you, whatever. Y'all take a shower, get out. Y'all getting dressed. She's walking around talking to you. This is what I think these guys want. This is what the guys who've been married, they got that with their wife. Most dudes don't experience that. They can't even get to that point because they don't have the game to holler at these chicks. They could just buy a ticket and go to another culture and bam, that's you right there with no game and you getting all that. Yeah, that's why they're going. That's why they're going. You know what I mean? That is where they're going. And Tobias the Traveler is saying, yeah, game will take a man far. Yes, it will. I put game above all, man. Like, if in my book, if you have the perfect game, if you have mastered game and you understand all these things, you're going to be able to work your way into some great situations. And you don't even have to be wealthy, really. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to be like tall and all ripped up if you truly have game. I've seen it. You know what I mean? Brother Tobias, the game of life is what most men miss. It's not all about the women. Absolutely. I agree. And when I talk about game, that's what I mean. The game of life. Thanks. I've been trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. And that's it right there. Thanks, brother. The game of life. The ultimate game is the game of life. Womanizing is a game. You know what I mean? Going out here in the business world, entrepreneur and all that, that's all game. But womanizing, I'm sorry, but the game of life is the ultimate game. It's all that. It's all that. How did you know what I mean? How did you roll all that into what's needed to level yourself up and to be the best version of yourself? That's it right there. The game of life. You know what I mean? Brother Don's in the house. What's good, bro? See, this is what I don't understand. Why are some women mad about that? Didn't they make movies in the 90s about how Stella got her groove back? Hey, they sure did, didn't they? Didn't they? They sure did. Stella got her groove back. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't understand why women. I think I do understand why women are mad. You know what I mean? Like Americans, especially Black Americans. We were talking about this. They need to travel. We already covered this. I think sisters are mad because these guys have cut off communication or cut off access to some of these women. I think they're seeing the results in real time. Whereas they had this guy, they had that safety net over here. Oh, I got this dude over here. You know what I mean? Little Teddy over here. Friend zone. He's cool. He's there. It's going to be whatever. I could cry on his shoulder. I could do all this stuff. Teddy goes off to Brazil, comes back, and he don't want nothing to do with this chick. Like, he ghosts her. You know what I mean? He ain't trying to be around. She ain't used to that. Maybe that's part of it. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. So I did drop the link. I'm going to watch a couple more videos. Sister Candace, should this topic of conversation include a woman's sentiment about men dating out? Yeah, there are no restraints on this conversation. You know what I mean? But when you're talking about dudes dating out, those dudes tend to be the top tier guys, right? That's where it always comes back to. Well, these guys are out here doing all this kind of stuff. Not the bottom 80 guys, not the guys we're talking about taking these passport trips. Nah, you got a guy like me who I can hold my own in America, but like I said, it's much easier in Colombia. It's much easier in Japan, right? Which is difficult. If you think it's easy to date a Japanese woman, go on over there and try it. You know what I mean? You got to know what you're doing. Very few dudes I know that are straight weirdos go over there and get over it. They don't live there. I just be there for a short period of time. Look, Japanese women are they're hard to catch. But if you can catch you when you know what you're doing, same in South Korea, same thing. You know what I mean? Same thing. It was far easier for me to bag someone from Europe than it was to bag someone from Asia, at least that part of Asia. But, I have game. But when you go, and I'm not bragging or anything like that, I paid attention. And I was taught by other men growing up. You know what I mean? I had my dad and uncles, and I had my peer group coming from Cincinnati. We got game. That's part of being a dude. And back then, growing up in Cincinnati, you had to know how to fight. You had to know how to talk to women. That's just the two things. That was the thing. So going down to a place like, like Aruba, Curacao, you know what I mean? Talking about Colombia. Yeah, bro. God, it was easy. Man, it was so easy. It was so easy. So yeah, Sister Candace, we could pop that in there, but just keep in mind those dudes who are doing that tend to be the top tier guys. You know what I mean? Didn't you think Boy George was beautiful too, though? Yeah, I did. You must have watched the other video. Yeah, Boy George I thought he was cute. I ain't know any better. What did I know, man? I was just a little kid, man. I didn't know. You know what I mean? But it was kind of weird. I had a lot to learn. I had a lot to learn. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh. You know what I mean? That was weird. Boy George, see, crazy. Miss AKA lady, I didn't hear guys talk about how to be a good partner. Can you talk to, care for, and consider her, or is your worth solely in your wallet? Men have to expand their relationship knowledge that contributes to. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And there are guys down there, like if you lead with your wallet, even in that situation, you're leading with your wallet. You know what I mean? Okay, you're leading with your wallet. You setting yourself up to get finessed. Or as Andrew Tate says, the famoose. She's going to set you up for the famoose, bruv. You still need game to avoid that. Don't think for a moment that there's not women down there who are like, oh man, this dude, whatever, he's out here talking all this stuff. She'll let you talk that craziness. Yeah, whatever. You getting on the plane leaving. Meanwhile, she's getting all that bread. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. When I go places like that, they taking me out. They'll go buy groceries and come over and cook. They won't take my money. There's a different way of doing it. You can tell when someone's really into you for you, and you can tell when you're being used, right? You can tell that here in America if you pay attention, but you got these guys who are just so thirsty, they don't pay attention. You know what I mean? They just don't pay attention. You know what I mean? Miss Globe Girl, men must expand their minds. I agree with you wholeheartedly. They should expand their minds, expand their horizons, get out there and see what it is. You know what I mean? Brother Doug, what's good, bro? It's more passport sisters than bros, everyone. You know what? He has a point because they've been talking. Stella's having her groove back. Women, sisters have been traveling for a long time. I've never bumped into them because I don't tend to go to the places that they go to. They do a lot of cruises. I haven't been on a cruise, but people have told me, I've had reports. People tell me, man, go on a cruise, you getting it. Not those single cruises. I'm talking like a regular, 4 day, 6 day or whatever. They're like women getting on there and it's crazy. A lot of them be married women too. They get on there and they'll be on that cruise and they're like single for a week. Right. And they mean it. They be getting towed down. So just faded. You know what I'm saying? And they be about it. I haven't done it personally because I don't want to get on a boat, but I know people who have done it and they're like, yeah, bro, like it's crazy. It is crazy. You don't even have to have game. Just be a male. You a man on a boat without your woman, and these women are in packs, married or not. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all women who are married cheat. I ain't saying that. You know what I mean? There are women who don't do that. There are a lot of women who don't do that, but there are some who do, and they'll be out there doing their thing. So yeah, Brother Doug has a really good point. Passport girls have been a thing for a minute. You know what I mean? Sister Jenny's in the house. What's good, love? Hola, como estas? You know what I mean? I hope you are good on your end. Eddie Murphy covered it in Raw. There it was. It was Raw. Girlfriend impressed by Dexter swinging. Yep. What you crying about? You know what I mean? Swinging his thing as he walking down the. Absolutely. Singing, I shot the sheriff. She come back talking about, I shot the sheriff. Absolutely. Passport girls. And again, men never talked about it. That's been a thing forever. Men never talked about it. These dudes are sitting, again, these bottom 80 dudes just sitting in the corner waiting, friend zoned. Oh, just, you know what I mean? Pretty soon it'll be my turn. No, it won't. You know what I mean? You the absolute last resort. You are the safety net. She got other stuff going on right now. It seems like some of these dudes are waking up. I don't understand why women are getting mad about it. Miss Globe Girl, Stella Got Her Groove Back was a movie about a woman's experience. I don't even care about men going overseas to find a woman. It's the narrative that as though these women are objects. I get that. But, guys tend to go after beautiful women. It's the same thing they do over here in the States. I mean, I know you've seen it a million times. I guarantee you're a beautiful woman walking around here and you got guys looking at you up and down like you know what I'm saying? Like you a candy yam or something. You know what I mean? Like you know what they're trying to do. Sucks. I get it. You know what I mean? But you got guys who are going to do that in other countries. It's going to be easier for them to get a woman that's on your level of beauty or like your level or Sister Jenny's level or Sister AKA ladies, Miss AKA ladies level. They can get that overseas. With being weird and not having game or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, they can come right out of pocket and just pay for it. You got mad chicks over there who are just like, they're not prostitutes per se, but they understand you're a Westerner, you got mad money. So they'll just be like, yeah, man, give me 100,000 pesos, 200,000 pesos or whatever. That might be $50 or whatever it is. And they going to come and they going to blow your mind. You know what I mean? And they just see a lick. It's a one-off. It was like, man, I need to pay this rent. And here it go right here. I could pay the next 2 months rent off this dude right here and never see him again. I ain't judging. That sort of stuff happens. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Doug's talking about your comment about Boy George. I'm glad y'all here. I'm about to load up this video, this second video. Let me see. I can't remember. Black men are being attacked. Here you go, right here. This is off of TikTok. And I thought it was fascinating. I'm like, why are these women mad? These dudes are going out here doing whatever it is they doing. Why are they mad? What, you know what I mean? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Miss AKA lady was like, Stella Got Her Groove Back was one movie. Black women are tired of being compared to other races. Black men want black features, but not black women. With Latino women get upset when they're called spicy and hood. I'm going to have to do a show for y'all, ladies. I'm going to have to do a show and actually get y'all. I don't know that perspective. I don't know it. How can I possibly know it? I'm not a fine woman. I'm not a fine black woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a whatever. I'm going to have to do a show about that. I'm going to have to. All right, who's going to be willing to do the show? Which one of y'all going to be willing to jump up here? We're going to set up a show and do it. I need to know which one of y'all going to be willing to do that. Miss AKA lady, Miss Globe Girl, Sister Jenny, who's going to be willing to come forward and help me set that up? If you don't do it, just point me in the right direction with someone that you think would be willing to do it, and I can bring them up and we can talk about the black woman's perspective, because I truly don't know it. I you know what I mean, especially with this show, we're looking at this passport thing strictly from a male perspective. And I didn't even think about the female perspective until Brother Doug brought it up. To be 100 with you. I mean, women are always more advanced than dudes, always. So let me know. Again, if y'all can't do it, don't want to do it, help me find somebody who will. You know what I mean? Because that is a really good point. And I can't call myself fair and objective if I don't bring up both points of view on this. So yeah, that's definitely something worth bringing up. You know what I mean? Life of Cash is in the house. What's good, bro? Welcome. I see you, brother. Thanks for coming through. If a woman blows your mind from rent money, she is prostituting. Okay, that's cool. That's an American. That's okay. I get that. That's how we look at it over here. But over there, you know what I mean? They don't quite look at it like that. They don't. I was talking to a woman about that over there. And she was like, look, I was going to smash anyway, so I might as well get something out of it. And that was literally her take on it. She's like, I am attracted to this guy. I am going to go home with this guy. And I know this guy's leaving. He doesn't live here. Like if he lived here, I would be trying to be with him. It would be like a long-term thing, but he doesn't. And I think he's attractive and I want to get with him. This is what she told me. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go sleep with him anyway. So I might as well get something out of it. And it wasn't give me the money and I give you the Foxy Brown. No, she gave him the Foxy Brown. She hung out with the guy and he offered. Are you okay? She just, she played the role. She's sitting there, are you okay? Well, I'm just wondering how I'm going to pay for this or that. Oh, let me take care of that for you, love. How much is it? Here you go. Here. How much you need? 300? Here's 1,000. Is that enough? You get some food for the family, right? Because they had the weekend of their life and the guys stay in touch with the woman. So you got that. But then you do have women who just sell it. You got that too. You know what I mean? You got that too. They just sell it. You know what I mean? It's transactional. They're going to come in. They're going to do whatever. You get your 20 pumps and they're out of there. Right? If you go 21 pumps, you got to pay extra. I'm pretty sure they're out there. You know what I mean? But, the way we look at it and the way other cultures look at it is different. Look at when Bill Clinton got in trouble with Monica Lewinsky and, he got some dome from her and all that. The rest of the world was like, of course, the powerful man got some dome from one of his female interns. That's how it works. But America was like, oh my God. And Clinton's out there lying. I did not have sexual contact with that woman. All lies. But the rest of the world was like, come on, he's a powerful man. Of course she did it. Of course she did it. You know what I mean? But you see what I mean about cultures? It's a shift. It's different. It is what it is. You know what I mean? If the other woman hop on, I will too. All right, Miss AK lady, I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna get a show. I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to be willing to talk. I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers out there. I'm meeting people all the time. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it from the female perspective, and I'll let you know when I get that show set up. I'll make sure I send you the thumbnails and make sure you can be there for that show. But yeah, that is what it was. That's what it was. Life of Cash. Yeah, Tampa in the building. Yeah, we up in here. You know what I'm saying? We up in here. And we got frats and all that kind of stuff, man. Now I'm airborne. That's my frat. You know what I mean? But I like the step shows. I like the frat shows. And Life is Cash, like, yeah, foodie dates and friend zones. Yeah. Yeah, versus that Cap Apple Society and the Noop stuff. It is what it is, man. And that's right. I want a woman like Miss AKA lady joking. I'm talking shit. Hey, Miss AK lady is a good woman, yo. You know what I'm saying? You'd be happy to have someone like her. Like the women that support me on this platform are excellent women. You know what I mean? I wish they were representative of the majority of women. We probably wouldn't be having these conversations. There would be no need for relationship shows. You know what I mean? If women were that cool, in my opinion. At least getting to them, like, maintaining them may be a different conversation. You know what I mean? Look at that, the frats, and y'all got it going on. Sister Candace, my husband is a Noop. Man, look at y'all. So let's check out this video right here, man. Passport Black American men being attacked, right? This is a TikTok that I found out here. Fair use. Y'all know how it is. Let's check it out.
I genuinely feel like America likes to see black men not do well.
Damn. That's harsh.
Hey, black man. I've been dating a few of y'all lately. And when I tell you, y'all are on the sick and shut-in list.
To all of the damn single black men out there that keep hollering about they going out of the country to get them a wife. Y'all want me to talk? Y'all baby mama say, y'all better sit y'all ragged asses down because you owe child support. And they don't let y'all get no passports. So it don't look like y'all going nowhere. So you might want to sit down and be content and do right and find you a black girl right here in this great United States because they ain't letting y'all asses go nowhere.
honestly just think they need to gather up all the black men, good and bad, and take their asses to therapy. Because this is above me at this point.
I mean, all black men take us to therapy. And I'm pretty sure if you were to ask this sister, should black women go to therapy too? I'm pretty sure she would agree. Maybe. But what I'm hearing is zero accountability. Again, why are these women mad? Let them go. Let them go. If these dudes feel they need to go somewhere else to find what they're looking for, bye. Like it's like what Miss Globe Girl said. Bye. But these women seem they seem hurt. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong or right.
Like, I'm trying to stick to my preference. I am. But maybe
she's saying I'm trying to stick to my preference. I am. I ain't gonna lie to you, not to knock that sister, but men are attracted to beauty first above all else. And you talking about top tier dudes and you want to step outside the race. Yeah, you're gonna find a dude that'll blow your back out, but is he gonna take you serious? You gotta think about that, shorty. You know what I mean? I'm trying to stay within my race. Bye. You know, don't hang around because of us, love. You know what I mean? Go do you. Go get whatever you want. Deuces. You know what I mean? But that's coming from a guy who knows how to talk to women. That's coming from a guy who's not like thirsty like that. You know what I mean? That's coming from a dude who will say no to a dime. It's not a lot of guys out there like that. So if the bottom 80 guys can't even get these type women, the women we watching here, to go out with them, take them serious, if they getting friend zoned by these women, I would leave too.
You don't think women in the international community don't see you all spouting this bullshit? That y'all can just go to other countries because they'll be so happy to have you.
I see you, brother Tobias. We're going to pull you up in a second.
Women feel this way all over the world, okay? And yeah, they'll come. They'll fuck you real good. You'll marry them, bring them back, and they'll stay with you for the required time. And then they're going to dump your ass because they know why you came to get them. Keep on one passport, brother.
that's why we're disrespectful to you. That's why we don't like you. And that's why we don't give a damn that you're going to another country to find a wife. And while you're there, get the help you need to heal your inner child, because we know that you're unhealed, that you are narcissistic, and that you're a toxic person.
I mean, honestly, sis, nah. Like, nah. What's she talking about? You know what I mean? What's she talking about? Welcome. I just wanted to welcome to the stream, to the broadcast, brother Tobias, the traveler, man. What's good, bro? Welcome. What's
going on? I'm audible?
Man, we're gonna get back. Let's finish watching this video real quick, and then we'll let you introduce yourself to everybody, who I'm pretty sure most everybody knows who you are. Anyway, we'll get to the properness, but I didn't want you to hang out too long. Let's finish watching this video, bro, because yeah, man, this is crazy.
So while you're spending your money on your new bride, be sure to get the help that you need to. We ain't mad. We don't want you. We see you. You're not a divine masculine. We ain't mad.
Baby, I can go date an Indian, a Hispanic, a white man. Y'all not the only options out here.
Okay, I want to know what her point was, because I'm not getting it. You're basically saying that you can go date another race. That's wonderful. But so can black men. What's your point? Black men been doing it. They've been dating outside of their race, dating white girls, dating Hispanic. They've been doing it. So what are you trying to say? And then you're saying that black men put themselves on a pedestal. I think if anybody puts themselves on a pedestal, it's black women. And I'm just being honest. We're the prize. Guys should do this for us. Men should do this for us. Da-da-da. White women can't do this. White women can't wear their hair like this is ours. This is ours. This is the, like, we put ourselves on the pedestal.
Yo, bro, that was we only a little more than halfway through. I'm gonna pause you right there just to get your take, man. Wow, that sister went in, didn't she?
Yeah. I've been hearing it also all my life, right? As you know, a brother who I'll tell most folks, I tell them like straight up, I came from the single mother, right? I'm that brother who has, worked his way up the ladder, who's really, really been able to do it, been traveling internationally since 2006, was married for over 10 and a half years. Can't no one tell me nothing. And what I see a lot of times though is a lot of sisters, they get angry at the upper echelon men who are doing this. The lower tier guys, they don't care about. But the upper echelon brothers, like I'm saying, like me, it does bother them a lot of times, because that is, when the supply is low, that's the good men who have their life together, who are mentally fit, physically fit, financially fit, emotionally fit, right? That number is small. So trying to get that guy is going to be really, really hard, especially if he made himself by himself, right? The women who wanted him, or excuse me, the women he wanted when he was younger, they didn't want him when he was right, when he was on top, or well, actually when he was on his trajectory. But when you get there, it's a different thing, right? Like, oh, now they want him, but then you're like, do I really want to deal with you? So, right. Both people, right? I'm gonna say men and women, both of us gonna need some therapy. Don't get it twisted, though, because you can see it coming out in them. Like, oh, you. And think about, well, what about you? What have you done to improve yourself for the person that you want? That is something that is overlooked. That man, he's working hard to build himself. If he goes overseas and finds a wife, so what? He does. Honestly, he does. I mean, I've been out with Black women here, in California back in the day, and other sisters have seen me with a Black woman, and they gonna still try to holler at me, even though they see me on a date with this other beautiful woman. They still gonna get it. So the competition is there no matter what. It can.
And it is fierce.
It's fierce. It really is.
It's fierce.
Yeah, and a lot of women say, "Oh, they're not in competition," but if that's wrong, right? That's wrong just by the numbers themselves. So these women are going in like, hard, go over here and go over there. You can go do this. And okay, that's what, a lot of cats are going to do, but don't be mad, honestly, because and just like the tonality of their delivery tells you exactly what their sentiment is.
So, you can feel the anger. You can feel the anger, man. And I did it backwards, bro. But I want to give you a one shot, man. For those who don't come from our corner of YouTube, I got a lot of red pillars in here, man. I got like the Freshman Fit family here and all that kind of stuff, man. Tell everybody who you are, bro.
What's going on? Me, Tobias the Traveler, been international for a very, very long time. People talk about red pill. I'm like, man, and like the manosphere. I was around this when there was no Black manosphere. It was only the white manosphere back in 2010, 2011. I was
OG.
Yeah. So living in other countries, actually like paying taxes in another country. So, not just, okay, I'm there for, a week and a half, 2 weeks or 2 months. I'm there for 2 and 3 years at a time. So, got my YouTube channel, Tobias the Traveler, always run around someplace new. Was most recently in Sweden, Tallinn, Estonia, and some other places. About to go back to Europe here the next couple of weeks and shoot some more content for everybody. But yeah, that's what I do, just create travel content. I have not spent a bunch of time in South America like a lot of other brothers do. Shouts out to all those who do. You run around DR, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Brazil. I've only been to Colombia once, been to Argentina twice, Mexico once, but yeah, I am a Spanish speaker too. So.
Oh, bro, that I don't even speak Spanish like that, man. I think I got maybe 100 Spanish words, and I still do well down there, man. Like I said, game is, you don't even need language, really. You don't even need to really be able to communicate like that when you're talking about true attraction. Thanks for popping up here, bro. We got to bring you back for a proper show. I'm gonna be hitting you up, man. We got to definitely do a proper show. But thanks for popping up on here. Miss AKA lady is like, I agree. I don't want to be with anyone who doesn't want to be with me. My attraction is conditional. LOL. Don't go out crying over a man that doesn't want you. The problem is spreading the message. So we have real women on this platform. I got sisters that come on here and they know what it is, like grown-ups. But there are grown-ups out there, and then there are younger women out there who fallen into this trap. And that's what we're seeing on this video, man. Like, these women are mad, bro. You know what I mean? They're mad. So let's finish watching this and we'll do have a few more comments.
Cool.
Only the broke Black men who out here clout chasing and who think they're really doing some new shit are the ones who are talking about it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, boo-boo. Portuguese. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, get on somewhere with this shit. Y'all gonna be mad because we about to cock block on y'all asses. Y'all passport bros. I get it. Y'all thought y'all was gonna be going down to Brazil. You thought you was gonna be in the Dominican Republic, taking these pictures, trying to throw it in our face about how fine their women are. Excuse me, sir. We know they fine. We seen their men. Now you really about to be mad. You and the bitch will be mad. Because guess what the Black American woman is gonna do? Bitch, fuck them. We about to take you, nigga. Come on, boo-boo. You wanna go back to America?
Y'all be going over there lying to them women overseas. Them women look at y'all and see the suits, they see the sneakers, they see the money that you're pulling out. And you're making it seem like you are a basketball player, you are an athlete, because most of the black men that they see are athletes, actors, singers. That's pretty much what they see.
Why?
I mean, I had to pause it there, y'all. That's not been my experience when you travel. Like, I mean, what's your thoughts on what she just said about that, bro?
Okay, first off, she said broke. Oh yeah, first lady, she said, "Oh, you broke?" And I'm like, okay, well, broke. You look at this credit score, and you don't or ask me what I actually do for a living, right? And the value that I create for people, you'll quickly find out that, at least I can't say all, but at least me, broke. No, that doesn't live here. That really that tickles me when I hear people say that, like, "Oh, you're broke." But I'm like, well, this individual bought a plane ticket, they pay for their accommodation, they pay for their food, and all that, the fun they're having. Sure, their money does go farther a lot of times based on the place that they're going. But so what? And people want to go to other locations where their dollar goes farther. I said, I've spent a lot of time in Europe and a lot of time in Asia. I used to live in Australia. So in Asia, right, whether I was in Thailand, right, or Laos, or even in Singapore, my dollar does go a bit, well, not too much in Singapore, but Thailand and Laos, my money will go very, very far. Australia, Australia's kind of expensive. Europe, depending on where I'm at in Europe, right, is going to go further. So ain't no broke here. And then the next lady talking about the Dominican Republic, I'm like, oh, you gotta get your vocabulary in order before.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say nothing, man. Y'all know I be struggling, man.
Republican, I'm like this. Well, the Dominican Republican must be from like New York, because he's a Dominican and Republican. He must from like upstate New York or something. I'm just thinking when they said that, oh well, and she's like, we're gonna go get the guys and bring them here. So I don't care, right? Like, so I don't care what another man does with his money or what he does with his Johnson. It does not concern me in the slightest. So you do what you do. They shouldn't be concerned either, right? Like, why, if that man is doing that, how does it affect you?
Yes. And why are you so upset? Miss AKA ladies, this is for you, brother Tobias the Traveler. Your kitchen is nice, totally off subject, but I love your cabinets and contrasting wall color. Yo, I see you, Miss AKA lady. I ain't mad at you. Brother Mike ain't the only one shooting. Shoot. I'm just playing, girl. I'm just playing. I know you just have, you know what I mean? I thought the same thing. I'm like, bro, you say you're in California, bro?
Yeah, I'm in Cali right now.
Not the LA side or the LA part.
Nah. I'm up near, like, a little bit closer to San Francisco.
All right, that's cool. It don't matter. It's all big money out there, bro. For real, ain't no such thing as a cheap area in California, man. I just escaped a couple years ago. I ain't going back, bro. I got up out of there. Man, I ain't going back.
As soon as like I said, my son is 17 and a half, just got his driver's license, be graduating high school next year. As soon as he's going to be going to UC San Diego. When I drop him off at that university, he's in the dorms. Within 2 months, I'm moving abroad again. He already knows. He can have to come see me wherever I am.
I got 4 years. When my daughter's out of high school, I'm gone. Gone. You hear me? Gone. Call it 5. We'll get a year buffer in there. I'm gone. I'll be in Medellin. I'm already, looking at what I want. Sister Candace mocking black men and cursing. is not doing anything to attract these men. Absolutely. You're 100% correct on that. And then Brother Jenny, I skipped over it, but I did want to bring this up. All these passport bros request is cooperation, consideration, and civility. Not a huge ask. You would think that's not a huge ask, sis, but it seemed to be a very huge ask these days. Can the women here offer that to them? Not the women we're watching. The women in this chat can, but the women we're watching in these videos, nah. And then Snuggle T dropped the link. The link's already in. How you think Brother Tobias got on here? Snuggle T always asking for the link and don't never want to come. You know what? I'm gonna put it in here again. Just so we can, you know what I mean? Snuggle T is my favorite troll. I like giving her a hard time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, but my point on all this is this. Like you said, bro, if you're gonna take a trip, there's money involved, right? You're gonna have to pay for your accommodations, however you're gonna get there. You're gonna have to pay for your accommodations once you get there, like where you're gonna stay, again, where you're gonna eat. Most people like to have fresh gear, so you gotta buy all that gear. You don't mean to take with you. You need suitcases, right? You need some bags. You need something to carry all that stuff in. You need spending money. You're gonna go down there and you know you're gonna have fun. So you can't be broke right off rip to go. I mean, I've seen guys take trips and they didn't budget right. You know what I mean? And they kind of blew through their money too fast and they had to wait. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to wait a couple days before more money hit my account. I've seen that, but you can't be destitute and travel the world. I mean, I know people that have done it, but normally their family has money and they'll be dropping money into their accounts, but you can't be broke right off rip. And it doesn't sound like a lot of these women that I've seen so far are well traveled. You know what I mean? So they don't even know what they're talking about.
Correct. You know, I don't see a lot of black folks traveling like that anyway. At least not the places that I go to. I don't see a lot of, let's say black Americans. I don't see a lot of black Americans traveling like that. I run into a couple brothers, here and there. And you know what? I was surprised just a couple weeks ago, right? When I was in Europe. And I was actually in the Czech Republic, and I met a sister, younger lady. She was there for a conference, and she was from Atlanta. And I'm like, I just heard this group of women in a bar. I'm like, there's got to be some American women. I know it's American women because I knew. I'm like, yeah, okay, let me walk in there. Sure enough, two sisters, right? Two Latinas and two white girls, and I'm just right? And I'm just chopping it up with them, having a great time, right? Bought them a couple drinks, just chopping it up with folks. And but I go, you are like the only two black American women, probably in 1,000-mile radius, right? And they just start dying because I don't see too many black folks traveling. And for us that do, we usually, when we see each other, it's like, oh, you here? Where you from? Oh, I'm from Atlanta, or I'm from Cali, or maybe they're from Michigan or something. We link up, and it's usually a good time. Those that don't travel are the ones bumping their gums a lot of times, because honestly, you meet up, or even when I meet other brothers aren't trying to take down other brothers who travel. Like, oh, he like me. Okay, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Cali. Or, you from Florida. Okay, what's going on, man? We're going to give each other a head nod. Oh, you from Florida? Oh, who you here with? Oh, I'm by myself. Well, I'm by myself. Let's link up. We do things together. You expand your network. Other folks who ain't traveling, again, those are the ones, whether they men or women, bumping their gums negatively. I don't understand why. Like, why?
And everything you said was 100% facts. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I travel, when I was in the military before I traveled, I'll be somewhere in, Seoul, Korea, and you see another brother in there. First of all, like, all right, this person ain't Korean. You know what I mean? As soon as they come in there, this person ain't Korean. So you go over and talk to him. It's like, oh, it's probably another soldier, someone traveling. And he's absolutely right. You click up. And here's another thing, too. And this is something we haven't talked about, and I'm glad you brought it up. When you encounter American women away from America, it's easier to holler at them. I want to say that one more time. It's easier to holler at American women when you catch them outside of America. And we're talking about black women, y'all. Easy. All of their defenses are down. They're like, wow, you're here. It's almost instant status. This brother got here, right? Don't be in a nice hotel. Don't be in a San Regis or something like that. Don't be in a W. Don't be in something like that. Oh, you here by yourself? They already checked you out. They see you in there by yourself. You're by yourself. They know you don't have a woman with you. It's on. Far easier. Same woman you met her in New York, LA, Miami, wherever, Kansas, probably will give you attitude, bro. So there's a lot to be said for that. right? It's for y'all people to travel. Like these sisters on here who were mad about it. It's like whatever. Someone's asking if you married, brother. I guess Wonderful 34 is asking if he's married. Somebody's asking. I ain't want to get in your business, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, I'm divorced. Was married for 10.5 years. So
that's what's going on. That's what's going on. We'll talk about that some other time. I want to definitely got to get you on here and have that conversation. Miss AKA lady, just wanted to clear the record. I was not shooting my shot. I'm too classy to shoot from the stands. I gotta agree with her. I would absolutely believe if Miss AKA lady wants to shoot her shot, she will figure out a way to get to you. Like most women do. Women are smart. Women plan.
I know. When I don't, man, you know, I'm game type. I tell anybody my game is tight. There's some folks who say, okay, well, man doesn't need game abroad. No, you gonna need some game. And if that woman is of a different culture, she speaks a different language, your game a lot of times will not translate to who she is or to her customs. So you're gonna have to speak the language a little bit. But it's still game, right? It's still, how you conduct yourself as a man, right? As an individual. Are you the man? Does she come from a culture where men are solid men? And that's actually the majority of the world. I will say, here in the States, things are changing a little bit, right? A little bit with the whole partnerships and, everything like that. That's not the type of man I am. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't do partnerships, right? That's just not Tobias.
Word?
Yeah, I don't. I know what I want, and if I can't, if someone isn't, if that woman isn't offering me what I want, that's fine. She just isn't for me. We can go our separate ways. No harm, no foul. It's real easy.
And this is coming from the relationship that didn't quite work. Did you kind of glean all that? Like, you know what? I know what didn't work for me in the past, so this is definitely how I'm going to move in the future. Or was you already doing that and it just didn't work?
Actually, no. I got married when I was 20, and I hadn't discovered who I was yet. So I had to go off. I had to end that relationship to go off to find who I was, what I like, what I dislike, what I will and what I won't accept. And when I look at my son's mother, I had all of that. I mean, she's a solid woman, right? She comes from a culture where, men run shit, where it's what it is. That's who but I didn't know. So it had nothing to do with her. So because I can't take anything away from her. She's an amazing mother also. So yeah, it was me. And
we're definitely gonna delve into that when we bring you on. That's gonna take a whole episode. I got questions, bro. Because I've never been married, but I would like to think I know how to do it. I know how relationships work. I know how much work it takes, but I've never been married. That's something I want to stay away from in this country. Miss Globe Girl was asking that you get your wallet back. We're gonna save that for the very end. We're going to circle back to that one because I want to touch on that a little bit too. I got jokes for you, boy. I got jokes for you. Like, so wrong. We're gonna circle back to that. Snuggles T was saying, do you think Black Americans don't travel because I think she means if they do not have the finances? I don't think it's a finance thing. I think it's a culture thing. I think Black Americans aren't really encouraged to travel like that. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a bit of both, right? Because, again, if we go back to the census, I can even pull that data. It's the truth. The average Black man is making about $42,000, $43,000 a year, depending on where you live. You got rent or your mortgage and all your other bills. How much money are you keeping after taxes and bills? Probably not very much. And unless you are a master at, if your financial literacy is on point, okay, then you're probably thinking about investing or something like that. But if you aren't, the finances are going to be a strong detractor. And then, many Black American families, we're not encouraged to travel. I wasn't encouraged to travel, but I already knew at 6 years old, I was going to be running around the world. I started doing karate at 6. I'm like, okay, karate comes from Japan. I do a lot of karate. I want to go train with the masters there. That was just how it got started. And so it's both, right? Our families aren't pushing us to travel, but then the financial aspect of it is also, both of those are still massive aspects that need to be addressed.
That's what's up. We got J Bones and brother Hayoka's in the house. What's good, fellas? Welcome. J Bones like sisters overseas are less hostile. They can be. They are outside their element, man. And that's I've noticed that. You know what I mean? I've talked to dudes from Europe and they'll say European women are hard to talk to, but I'll meet those same European women here in the States and I didn't have that issue. They're away from home. They can let their hair down. Same thing. Man, you know what? You know what? I gotta tell y'all something, man. It's here we go.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
I got a story. I'm in LA, just chilling. I'm living that life, y'all. I'm out there fresh off the block. You know, I'm air traffic control. I just started making a good bread. You know what I'm saying? Things was going good. And I'm at this dance thing. They had like the top dance teams in the world were in LA doing this competition. It was on Sunset. It was like at different venues, but I'm on Sunset. It was this Japanese woman who was part of that group. And she didn't speak a lot of English, and I speak zero Japanese, bro. You hear when I say zero? Yeah, zero. So she's into me. She's digging me. She's like, "What's up, man?" And I managed to, with her little limited English, invite her over to my place. She came over like 2 days later. She came over and did some bad girl things, man. Shout out to her. I don't even remember her name, but yo, you talk about letting your hair down. And then people were telling me like from that culture, they're like, yeah, when women come from Japan to the States or wherever to Europe, wherever they go, if they go to the UK or whatever, they're all about that taboo stuff. They're out there getting it in. If they latch onto you, they want you, they getting it in, and then they go back home and it's like back to that world. So it wasn't nothing that I did. I had her at the crib, bro. I'm sitting there trying to be respectful and bow and all this kind of stuff. And she looked at me, she was like, "You too much," and just starts taking off her clothes. I'm like, yeah, it's on. So that was one of my first experiences with a Japanese woman. I've been, lightweight hooked ever since. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? But it just goes to show when they leave their home, when they leave their soil, all the extra BS falls off, man. There's just, if you cool, it's on. Be it an American woman from whatever community, be it a woman from France, Greece, Germany, Japan, South Korea, you name it. You catch them outside off their soil, and you're not a weirdo, and you know what I'm saying? You know your game is going down, man. So that's, and Jay Bones was like, very true indeed. You got any stories like that, bro?
Oh, I got, man.
Just tell us one. Just tell us one.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, I lived in Germany for a while. I was living in Sweden, living in Australia. Man, I got a bunch of
over in Germany, man. Was ist los? You know what I'm saying? Like even the Germans over there be doing their thing. And I didn't realize it was so many Germans of color that look like us, which makes sense because the American military was over there for so long. Did you encounter that?
Yeah, but living in Berlin, many of the black folks you meet, they're actually, they're African Germans, right?
Okay.
So yeah, they probably first or second generation Germans. Not too many black Americans run around Berlin like that. Now I know in the South, right, because there's a bunch of military bases there. All right, you're gonna get more of an influx, black Americans. But up in like the in Eastern Germany, you're not gonna catch too many black folks. Now, as for stories, anytime a woman is abroad, especially if she is traveling by herself, that the freak that she is on full display.
Yeah, she's definitely, yeah.
She will, like, because women's friends judge them harder than men do, and women's friends oh my god, y'all friend, or not all, but many of their friends will judge that one lady friend they have real tough, or like meeting some guy at a nightclub and going home with him. But what's funny is that same, those two same friends who was judging her, one of them would meet a man on Tuesday night at a bar when she was by herself, go home, and then now that dude becomes like her boyfriend or friend or something like that. But she never told her friends. He just happened to show up a little bit later. Oh, where'd you meet him? Oh, well, I just went out one night and
Facebook. We've been Facebook friends forever.
So yeah, but the funny thing is they both hooked up, with dudes that night, and it's wrong for one friend to do it, but when it's done behind closed doors without being the view of someone else, is cool. Abroad, like I said, it's far more open. because she knows like, hey, there's nobody else here. Like I was living when I was living in Sweden. I met a Nigerian woman, but who was living in the UK, and we were at this open air nightclub. She saw me at a bar. I had, anytime I'm in, I'm living abroad. I got my California driver's license. I got, this thing like showing, it says like, California at the top. Yeah. She looked at it and I already knew it was on and popping. Oh, you from California? I'm like, she in my mix for, and immediately, yeah, we start talking.
It's a free pop. She can be as freaky as she wants and ain't gonna get back to her.
Exactly. Simple. It happens.
It happens. And you a cool dude. And I hope there's some young brothers out here watching, maybe some old brothers, right? It's all about being discreet, man. Keep it in the closet where it belongs. I got like the story I just told you. I couldn't tell you who the woman is and this, that, and the third. It's just a general story. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Not putting names out there, not describing who this individual is, not
right.
Her pictures and all that. No, don't do that.
Don't do that. You know what I mean? And Brother J Bones is like, found the love of my life from Tel Aviv, Israel. Passport life is an excellent experience. I've been working at United Nations since college, been traveling all around the world. Excellent life. Real talk, y'all. Real talk. Keeping yourself here, landlocked in the States, man. Like, I'm just going to my little tri-state area. That ain't it, yo. Get on a plane. But you can't be a weirdo, bro. None of this works if you're a weirdo. That story that Brother Tobias just told you, how he keeps his cards set so they can see California and all that good stuff. If he's a weirdo, she would have kept it stepping. You know what I mean? Like being all grabsy and all that kind of stuff, man. Nah, weirdos, just don't be a weirdo. I tell these young cats all the time, stop being a weirdo. Become socially calibrated. Understand the situation, right? And, and then you can have some of these stories too. But if you stick with that weirdo life, man, you're just going to be, watching from the stands.
You know what? But some men never will be able to do that because that's not who they are. Honest, that's what I believe. Some men will never be able to socially calibrate. Like, the saying is, the game is in you, not on you. If it's not in you, that's not who you are. You just have to find your lane. You'll get there if you look, think your way through it. But yeah, I don't think every man is going to be, some men are just socially awkward. That's okay. They have to just find their niche. Right, find whoever their group is, that social network, work with them. Maybe because not every man is going to be a player. That's not who you are. If you're not built for that, that's okay. Like I'm not built for a life of crime, right? That's not me. If I was, people that do that who are in that life, they'd be like, "Yo, T, what the hell are you doing? This is not you."
I ain't built for that life either, cuz.
Yeah, that's just not me, right? So there ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm like, hey, we do what we do. Go where you are comfortable. Now, if that man truly wants to, live that life, he can attempt to, but it's still going to come off as false, I believe, because it's just not who that individual is unless they are, an Oscar winner, they're an actor.
I see that. And I think, maybe to be more clear, to clarify my point on that is kind of like Sun Tzu, know yourself. Yes. Know yourself and master that. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean when I say don't be a weirdo, I'm not saying be a player, be a playboy. I'm just saying, understand your scenarios, man, like that whole when in Rome thing. So you don't want to be the fish out of water. You don't want to look like that guy, because if you look like that guy, now you're a target. Some people are like, oh, there you go, let's get that. So, you know what I mean? So there's a fine line there, but just being a weirdo, but I see what you're saying. If you're a weirdo, well, if you're an anime nerd and you're in Japan, well, go over there to that district where all that anime stuff is, and you'd be on point there, right? Like put yourself in a situation where your personality type is going to be socially accepted. I think maybe that's a better way of saying it. Brother Hayoka's in here, like you remind me of Girls Gone Wild videos, the girls partying hard away from home. Hey, man, here's the thing, man. We're all humans. When dudes go out here and think that women don't want to have, these crazy encounters and have these stories that we're sharing with y'all, like women want these stories too. You know what I mean? They just can't tell them as readily as we can as men, but they want these stories too. They want the excitement, man. There's something about it. It even enhances the experience. I've had one-nighters when, like you would get 3 years down the road, you would get a random message on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, and they'll just be like, I still remember that night in Brazil or whatever, right? I remember that night in Rio, or I remember that night in Seoul. You get that message, it's like, and that's it. It won't be nothing else. It's just that. You're like, ooh, she still remembers. She's probably married, got 3 kids, and she doesn't want you like that, but she still remembered. She had that excitement. Don't bore a woman.
That happened to me a number of years ago. It was like early 2011. I had went to Thailand, and I was heavily for many years. I was heavily into Muay Thai kickboxing way before UFC and all that got big. Was fighting in Thailand, but early 2011, I met this Polish woman, and things happened. We had and it was an amazing night, and we became Facebook friends and all that. Like 2015, or was it 2015 or 2016? I got that same kind of message. Hey, and she married 2 kids and all that now. Hey, I never forgot that night, that we shared together. And that was it. And you think back to it and you're just like, man, but women want the same thing. They do. It's like, it's okay, just a simple 1 or 2 liners that, you get on a message. That does not mean, hey, send me some more messages, blow my phone up, I'm looking for Mo. No, it was, whatever triggered that memory. She just wanted to, say, thank you. That was her way of saying thank you, which is cool. Yeah. Keep it pushing.
We shared that moment. That's something we will always have. And that's all it is. Back to the passport boys things. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for. And you got these, people out here, like, these women who are getting mad. We haven't finished. I just want to finish up with this. Let's finish up this last segment of the video and listen to some of these. Again, I don't know why they're so upset, man, but let's keep watching.
A lot of black men are going over there. If you think that you're just going to go over there and spread your seed all over the place and leave them single baby mamas the way that you do here in America, I promise you, the men will send your ass back to America in a box.
And there go the men. Right there. There go the passport boys. Having a good old time. I stopped music because I don't know if it was copywritten or not, but this is what you see over here. They just, what I mean? Turn it back on.
Hard about going over there, because I can guarantee you it's not going to work out for you.
And that's that right there. Yo, I tell people all the time. My bad, y'all. I tell guys with this conversation with the passport boys, again, we're talking about the guys in the bottom 80. We're talking the top half of the bottom 80. Y'all saw those quick pictures. If they can go overseas and just spend some time with beautiful, exotic women who are just happy to be in the company of these guys that don't get any attention over here in the States, why wouldn't they go? Why wouldn't they go?
Agreed. Honestly, if they could get it here, they would, honestly. But then you go to another country and their money will go a lot farther. Their status is immediately increased because they know, oh, I'm a Black American man. I got this paper. I can have a great time here for, a lot less than what it will cost me in the States. So say, typically, like me and my friends, like, if we go out, in my city, we do bottle service. That's going to easily hit me for two bottles. It's going to easily hit me for $900 that night. For $900, right, in another country, that is a lot of money. It's going to go a lot further. Now, they may not be able to do that where they live, but then when they get to another country, oh, it's only $100 for the bottle. Okay, they can floss. They still want to feel like, they're doing something. What's wrong with that? That's right there, I think, is a misconception. Everybody wants to feel like, they're doing something. That their money they want to be able to enjoy their money. And okay, they are enjoying their money, but then there's also going to be women that come along with that. Just like when me and my boys step out, there's going to be some women, maybe they're my friends, or maybe they looking and, we're all suited up like, oh, these brothers, you ain't from here. Right. But the attraction is there, that upper level status is there. We're not rocking gold chains, right? We're not looking like Flavor Flav, Fight the Power back in the day. We
are. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. But yeah, they want to do, they want to be able to, go out there and kick it. And then they're on a beach someplace. That is exotic because, man, you on a beach with a beautiful woman. I got pictures and videos of being on the beach with beautiful women from all over the world. One thing I don't do, like when I travel, I typically don't deal with women like of that country. So like when I'm in Thailand, I don't deal with Thai women. I don't. I know the culture better than almost anybody because my ex-wife is half Thai, half Lao, and I speak the language. I know. I have a very intimate relationship with the Kingdom of Thailand, also, which most people don't have. It's just that's in, like I said, in Asia. When I'm in Europe, bunnies, okay, bunnies, great. They hopping around, cool.
See, that's crazy, bro. But again, you are afforded these opportunities because you are well traveled. You know what I mean? And to your point, when these brothers go down and they're on the beach or they go get bottle service, right? Like again, like in Medellin, like go to Medellin, go to Legeres Park, Park Legeres. Like that's the most expensive part of that area, right? You go to there's a Hooters there. There's a Hooters right there in the middle of Legeres Park, right? It is a tourist trap. That's what it's there for. Is they got the most beautiful Colombian women there. Like they this little Hooters dance that they do. Like it's the touristy, trappiest place ever, right? I can go in there and buy a bottle of Don Julio and it'll cost me like $20, $50, depending on where the conversion rate is. Last time I was there, it cost me $50, right? $50 to buy a bottle of Don Julio. You know how much that same bottle of cash cost me here in Tampa, let alone LA or Miami. You know what I mean? In a club like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $50. And I just had to go around and just give everybody drinks. And you know what I mean? And that's, dude, and when later on I went out to just the regular spots. Come on, bro. Like you feel like Mr. Big. And that's these bottom 80 guys go from being invisible to being Mr. Big.
Exactly. You do is what it is. Right. I'm like I remember not the first time, but like just being in Poland, and it was me and two of my friends, and we bought 4 bottles. There's only 3 of us. We are not about to drink 4 bottles of alcohol, and it cost us like $200. Right, $200 for 4 bottles, and this is like 2016, and we had an amazing time that night. You feel like it because I wasn't at the level that I'm at now, but you still feel like it. And that feeling cannot be replaced, whether you do it at home on US soil or you get it for a cheaper price on some foreign soil. And then the experience that comes along with it, that's priceless. It's
priceless.
For those who don't know, you don't know, keep your mouth closed. Ask some questions. And how about you just come with me? Let me show you. And you will quickly find out what, people are experiencing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just one of those things. Again, I see why the bottom 80 guys are doing it. I see the lure. I see why they would do that. It makes sense. I can see, and then they come home. I'm not going to lie to you. Every time I take a trip, be it, going to South America, going out east. I remember last time I was in Europe, you know what I mean? I came back. I had a little attitude. I ain't going to lie. I had a little attitude because you riding high. You're like, I ain't got time for that. Shorty, no, I ain't trying to talk to you, man. Get away from me. Miss AKA lady. I wanted to read this. She was like, I hear a lot of resentment. Their delivery is whack, but I think I understand what they are saying. This is a layered topic. It's not as simple as black women have gone sour. Let's move on. I get that. It took a long time to get through that. I think we're referring to the women that were in the video. And Miss AKA lady, what I would say to that is, I would say that most women don't care. I think most women have your attitude. If you don't want me, move on. The same as Miss Globe Girl's attitude. It's like whatever. Most women don't care, and they don't really. These dudes, it's not like they're not losing anything in these dudes, especially if they're pursuing the top 20% guys. I think the problem lies in when these guys come back. Right, these guys have been in the friend zone of some of these chicks, some of these women. There was like a comfort. It's like well, no matter what, I got this guy. You know what I mean? I got little Harold over here. He's in the friend zone. He's waiting, whatever. Harold comes back with an attitude, and he's got these pictures, and he's showing her, you don't look like this. I got a dime. You know what I mean? So I believe that's what, if there's an issue, I think the issue lies there when, and that's just sisters, you know what I mean? They all American women, like westernized women, they may be looking at some problems like, well, how come this guy isn't giving me that free attention that I was getting before? How come how come my thirst traps don't work anymore? How come I'm not getting the foodie dates anymore? That could be a thing. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Any thoughts on that, bro?
Nah, you know what? I agree with you. But I also think that men choose to be in the friend zone because they think that, oh, if I'm friends with this woman, it's gonna friend zone friend zone his way into her panties, and she already knows she ain't feeling them like that.
Right. But that's his game. That's his game.
But he needs more game because that's wrong. It ain't gonna ever work. Right. Someone taught him incorrectly. Now he does step off, U.S. soil. He goes to, whatever country he wants to. And he has those amazing experiences with women that are prettier than the woman he's in the friend zone with. And he's like, whoa, okay. He comes back. He might show her photos or she sees his Instagram or something like that. And now she sees, oh, hold on. A prettier woman is doing what he's kicking it with a prettier girl than me. Women will always check each other out. Man, you can go to the supermarket and I watch it. You'll see one woman reaching over to get broccoli, another woman from behind, maybe a distance away. She's checking out that other woman. It's like, oh, I'm skinnier than her. My booty is bigger than hers. I'm prettier than her. All that's real competition. But she sees this man who was giving her attention, ain't giving it to her no more because he's seen something or he found somebody else, right, that he gonna be chopping it up with. He gonna talk to her more. And he's planning on ways to get back to her or her friends, whatever that is. That can hurt someone's ego.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
Yeah. It can hurt, that woman's ego. And he's like, oh, you're not doing all this. And she was. He'll pay to get back. He'll buy a plane ticket to get back to that type of treatment.
Yeah. And that's what's going on here. I think that's what's going on here. Again, we're not talking. First of all, like YouTube in general and these conversations we have and the manosphere and the red pill and the blue pill and all this kind of stuff is a very, very, very small community. You know what I mean? Most Americans have no idea what we're talking about on YouTube and internet. They have no idea what passport boys are. They don't know. This is red pill. You watch the movie talking about Neo. You know what I mean? Like they have no idea. So right away we're starting with a very, very, very small slice of the population, right? So we had these conversations. I think there are women out there, and not to knock the women who were on there, but they weren't very attractive. You know what I mean? Like they tend to be older or whatever. I get it. Like to your point, the competition. Like, oh man, now I got to compete with these foreign women on top of everything else. Oh, my BBL ain't working. My boob job ain't working. You know what I mean? My Botox ain't working anymore. And now you're going to bring in these beautiful women from, you name the country. I might be a little bit upset too. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But I think that's what the problem is. And again, they're not talking about the top tier guys. I don't even understand why they're mad. I just don't understand that part.
Because they're already going to have a problem getting the top tier men here. Right. Honestly, because again, if 80% of women are trying to get the top tier men, that's competition already because there's just not enough to go around.
It's just not.
Yeah, that's just simple economics. That's and that can't be refuted. Now, if the other men start traveling, to get what they want, it makes the competition even stiffer. So yeah, it's a thing. Folks,
it's gotta be a thing.
Folks,
go ahead.
People have to work to make themselves better. Like, what is it that you want as an individual? Okay, then again, like when say Kevin was like, well, what do the men want that you want? That's a serious question. And a lot of times folks ain't answering that. If it's like any business, right? If you don't know what your customer wants or what's called product market fit, if you don't know if your product doesn't fit what the market wants, you're going to fail. You're wasting your time, your energy. You have to tailor your product to what you have to tailor your product to what the market desires. If you aren't, you're wasting your time. That's a waste of energy. Why would one do that? And like, well, I don't want to change. I don't want to do this. Well, some people wouldn't call that change. Some folks will call that growth.
Right. And you are spot on. And you know what? You ain't got to take his word for it. Look at what's going on with Hollywood right now. Look at all these movies, all these projects that are going out there that are failing, right? And what's going on with the execs in Hollywood? What are they doing with She-Hulk and, you know what I mean, like the female Thor thing? And the gay movie that just came out now, it's a movie about dudes being gay. I think a romantic comedy. It's out there. It's just bombing. Now now these dudes are in the boardroom, and this is what they're saying.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? Like we put all our money and effort into this because they didn't understand the market, right? They just didn't understand it. They tried to change it and shove it down people's throats, and it didn't work. Snuggle T is like, it's deceptive when men call themselves being in the friend zone because men are not supposed to play the same games as women because of the nature of who and what they are supposed to be. I guess what the nature of human.
Can I jump in on that one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, so most just as a man, right? You know, typically it's a man's end game, right? It's his a man wants sex. So if he wants sex from this woman, she knows he wants sex. And if he tells her the truth, like, hey, you know, I'm just looking to hit it and move on, 9 times out of 10, she's not going to be okay with that, right? Telling her the truth from the beginning a lot of times is putting roadblocks on his road. Why would he put a roadblock on his destination, right? Or his journey to getting, you know, the ultimate goal, which is the sex? Then the friend zone part of that is that is more of like a speed bump, right? He'll play like, oh, we're friends, because, you know, he also heard that, well, if we're friends first, you know, maybe I can friend zone my way into them panties. No, so I'm not friends with women like that. If we are, you know what, the only women, I'll tell you, for most of the women that I am friends with, either we were friends before we were like sexually active, we were teens and our families know each other, or we used to sleep together and you know that's done, or we are sleeping together.
Yeah, I mean, but that's real talk. But guys are listening to women, and women are like, well, I want to be a man who's my best friend, and they're hearing this. Oh, I gotta be your friend. I gotta be your friend. It doesn't work that way.
No, we ain't no man just your friend like that. Like, oh, let's go have coffee together. Like, no, that's you and your girlfriends go do that, right? No, I'm not your friend like that. That's not how it works. And most men saying otherwise is that they're lying.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
They're lying. They are telling these women this is garbage, or you know, whatever magazine they read or Instagram posts. Like, no, you know, you're not friends with her like that, because if she said, "Hey, come over and hit this," you would shoot up over there. You're not gonna say, "You know what? I value the friendship. I value this," unless he's not. If he's not sexually attracted to this woman, he could be her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
And even then, he might, you know, it might be like, you know what, it's late. Right. And reach out to that friend who he's not really attracted to, but he knows she's interested in him. You know,
booty call.
Yeah. Thank you.
Booty call. It is what it is. King Chris is in the building. What's good, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. Thanks for coming through. Great topic. DL men are getting their passports and expanding their options. Yeah, they are trying. Men solve problems. There's a problem out there, y'all. Men are not getting sexual access, period. It's not that they're not getting sexual access from the women that they want. They're not getting sexual access, period. And they're solving the problem. And boy, what a fix they came up with, man. Let's go on a plane and go somewhere where the women are beautiful. If you think Brazilian women aren't pretty, something wrong with you. They are some of the most attractive, sexy, alluring women I've ever seen. They don't even wear a lot of makeup. You know what I mean? Like, they stay in shape. That Portuguese sounds so sexy, bro. Oh man. Look. And they
I know, man. I used to date this Brazilian girl. I was living in Australia and I met this Brazilian girl. Man, she had just moved from she was from the south of Brazil, from Rio Grande do Sul. Man, and I was like, I don't speak Portuguese, but I speak very good Spanish. You know, I can understand it a little bit. And she spoke Spanish. So, you know, we was talking beautiful things, amazing. She super tight body. Met her at a bus stop. Right. She was about to get on the bus and go to her place. So I'm like, okay, we ended up linking up, a couple days later, and we took her out and all that stuff. Great time. I can get Brazilian women, a large portion. They stay fit, they stay in shape. She did not wear any makeup like that. She just, it's like, she didn't have to. And for those
Natural
women
beauty.
who, yeah, for women who do, cool, do you? I don't have a problem with it. Just don't look like the Sony makeup station, or
Right.
or be at the gym
Right.
sweat it all off your face, and that's horrible.
Oh man, I see that all the time, especially in LA, man. Like I tell women all the time, I'm not a makeup dude. I don't really if you have a nice body and you have a great personality, I don't care about the makeup. I really don't. You know what I mean? I'm one of those dudes that's all about natural beauty. J Bones. Pay attention to a lot of these women complaining about passport bros or not attractive women. That's what it seems like so far. Again, I've never had a conversation with a beautiful woman about this sort of thing, and they were like concerned. They were like, "Oh, word, you got these dudes. Who are these dudes?" Now I show them the stuff that like, these guys are using their passports and going to Brazil and Colombia. Yeah, okay, cool. And they start talking about something else. So, have you seen the latest? Da 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 da. They're not worried about it. Like the fine women do not care. You know what I mean? Because they getting the attention they want from who they want it. Right? They are choosing the top tier guys. Again, I think the lower tier women, and like the bottom 80 women, they keep these bottom 80 dudes in their back pocket as a safety net, and I think that safety net is leaving now. So yeah, brother. Yeah, and then brother Heyoka Snuggles, do you mean the intersexual dynamics between men and women? Be careful with that, brother Heyoka Snuggles. Like to troll. That's what she's my favorite troll. Snuggle T, Miss AKA lady. When I couldn't walk around slightly competing with other women, that sounds like insecure trait. Shaking my head. It's a sign of maturity to acknowledge other women without jealousy, and for men too. There's dudes out there that do the same thing. You know what I mean? There's dudes out there compare themselves to other men because other men because they have this insecurity issue. I like what brother Tobias said straight off. Like I don't care what another dude does or who he is. I don't give a shit. Other men don't bother me, but there are guys out there who they are concerned because they're not getting that access. Go ahead, bro.
You know what? A lot of times when I see it with men is when I step out. Like anytime I step out, like Friday, Saturday night, I'm going to be in a suit, and the women that they are either with or the women they are attracted to look at me. So now they have a problem, and I'm like, hey, that your girl staring at me. You need to check her, right? What is it about your relationship with her or the woman that you're interested in that you just not doing it? Something's missing within you, right? It's not the other man, it's always you. It starts with self. And that with men, that insecurity is definitely there. They like, oh, look at this dude, oh, he think he all this. I'm like, because I worked hard to get here. Guess what? You can too.
Yeah, man. That sort of thing. Like dudes be like, man, I'm about to go beat up this guy because my girl was smashed him or whatever. Why you fighting him, and why you with her? It's over.
Is exactly you didn't do something right, or he did it better. There was something about him that was calling her. She was interested in. Okay, figure out what it is, figure out the problem, why it happened, and get better. Work harder. Nobody cares.
Yeah, she did. She made her choice, man. She made her play on the board, man. It's like, again, shout out to Andrew Tate. He's always talking about making the best move on the chessboard, making the best move on the board. She made her move, man. You caught her. Now it's time to sacrifice the queen. If that's what you're doing, fine. I got to get rid of the queen.
Exactly. You can always you can always end the game, right? You can. When I say end the game, you can, but in the game with that woman, things, you lost. All right, so what? Move on. It's not that difficult. Make yourself better first, and realize this. One thing I see also, a lot of men think they're gonna get every woman they talk to, or they are entitled. They think they're I did all of this, so now I made all this money, so now women should want me, which that isn't the truth. As you're saying before, money will get you in the door, but it does not guarantee you anything. It can help improve your appearance. You can go get some therapy, all that great stuff. You can use that money as a tool to solve some of the problems you have, but that doesn't mean this lady, that lady, and that lady want you, or are going to make you more desirable. Or you might be desirable, for the evening, or as that friend, but they're
Right.
not. They don't want you. They don't desire you for a relationship or anything long term like that.
Yeah, money gets you in the door, man. It's a qualifier. You still need game once you get in there. What are you gonna do when you get in the door? You finally made it to that next level. You in there. It's the VIP or whatever you want to call it. It's the top tier world. You're in the top tier world, but guess what? Every dude in there is a top tier dude.
Exactly.
Now the money doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? And
it gets stiffer.
It gets stiffer. And I quote a lot of Andrew Tate because, again, I like the way he makes these analogies. He talks about chess. He's like, if you lose a chess match, it's because of something you did. Period. And that's how I look at life. If I screw up, I fell for some woman. This was a couple of years ago. I fell for some woman, beautiful Latin woman, you know what I mean, of Colombian descent, but she's American. And I went in, I put her on a pedestal. I did everything wrong because I'm like, this is it. This is the one. I'm going to do all this stuff you're supposed to do. I'm going to be the perfect guy. I'm going to be the prince. I'm going to ride up on my white horse. I'm going to sweep her off her feet. That was all stupid, man. All of it. Like it didn't, I mean, at the end of the day, I lost the chick and all my efforts went for nothing. I'm sitting there like this.
You big dummy.
And I was a big dummy. You know what I mean? I knew better. I knew how to rock my game, and I came away from my game, and it cost me. I made those mistakes. Like Tate said, if you make those mistakes, it's the same thing. Like when you get into the top tier area, right? Okay, you met the qualifier. You in there. But now money isn't really a thing. Because if you're dealing with a woman who wants money, every dude she deal with has money to some extent. So every guy can afford to take her to Nobu or Mr. Chow's, or every dude can afford to take her to a weekend trip to Paris or take her to, to the Maldives. You're dealing with, everybody can do that. So she don't care about the money. You know what I mean? What is the guy's going to sit there and like, well, I'm worth 20 million. This guy's over here is like, well, I'm worth 8 million. This guy over here, I'm worth 2 million. She doesn't care because she's getting what she wants from these dudes regardless. So the money means nothing. Now you got to have game. So who's the most valuable dude in that room? Is the dude with real game. And so yeah, we might have lost brother Tobias. I'll catch up on the chats and then we'll wrap this up. Miss Globe Girl, I love how many talk tough.
Give me one moment.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. Just chime back in. I love how many talk tough around other men, but when they're with their women, they're like cuddly little puppies. Yeah, those dudes are perping. You know what I mean? You should. Yeah, if I'm with my woman, yeah, I love pillow talk. I love being cuddly and all that kind of stuff. But I'm the same dude that I was when I met her. But I know what you're talking about. Those are guys out there who are two completely different guys. And to me, that's why women, I think, leave those dudes unless that's what they want. You know what I mean, brother Hayoka, at Miss Glow Girl, you just pointed out the reason for male spaces. We can be ourselves without, other men, with other men, which, yeah, I agree with that. You know what I mean? Male spaces are really important. Just catching up on brother Mark is in here. My favorite devil dog. What's good, bro? My favorite devil dog is in here, man. Shout out to DL saying I really want to know podcast. Peace to the panel in the chat. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. So we're wrapping it up, man. Final thoughts, brother Tobias the Traveler.
Final thoughts. Okay. Brothers, black men, if you're going to travel, go ahead, do it. Get your passports. Go find happiness in whatever form it takes for you. That's what I believe. Don't let anyone else stop you, or don't let, someone's words deter you from, finding whatever it is that you seek. But also know yourself. If you don't know who you are, go discover that. It'll take some time, but believe me, it is definitely worth it.
Absolutely. That's it, man. That's fire, man. Words to live by, bro. Do me a favor. I don't know if I'm on your Instagram, man. Put it in the private chat. And then I'll hit you up and let's set up a date, man. Let's get you on here. I want to find out what happened with the marriage. I want to find out everything about you, like this total travel stuff, man, and the money, the game, the frame, all that. I want to get you back on here, man, and we'll find a good topic too. Brother Hayoka, men get caught up thinking she's the one and that there are no other women. Yeah, it's called one-nighters, bro. And I've done it. Have you ever fallen victim to one-nighters, brother?
You know what?
Tell the truth. Tell the truth, man.
No. Not now, because look, all right,
going back to being a little kitten. Come on, now you was a little puppy out there and you never got the one-nighters.
Okay. When I was 18, right, I got my heart broken, and that bothered me. I held on to that for a number of years. When I hit 20, I got married. I was married from the time I was 20 till I was almost 32. Then I got divorced and I moved to Germany. And I thought to myself immediately, I'm like, you know what? One is too close to zero.
Oh, okay.
And just went bananas for quite a long time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I ain't mad at you. Miss AKA lady was asking, brother, hey, do you think monogamy is a trap? I'll tell you my thoughts on that. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I meet a woman, I commit to that woman and we're together. I'm not gonna get married to the state, but I'll bring her into my life and commit to that woman. I'm not fucking with nobody else. That's it. That's my woman. But that's just me. Do I understand the concept of exercising your options? I.e. Kevin Samuels and Myron Gaines. Yes, I understand that concept. However, I would not choose to exercise my options. I wouldn't do that. I'd rather be single. That's my take on it. But I think there is there's value in monogamy. It's just the way I just don't believe in that. It is what it is. So that's my answer. I don't know what Brother Helka would say. And he answered it down here. So it's in here. So, Brother Tobias the Traveler, thanks, man. Where can people find you, bro?
Oh, simple. YouTube, Tobias the Traveler, or Instagram, Tobias the Traveler.
That's what's up, man. So, bro, thanks for coming up, man. We're going to get you on here hopefully next week, or maybe we can broadcast when you over there doing your thing with some beautiful people in the background. I ain't opposed to that either. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming up, bro, man. I'm going to hit you up. And we're going to make this happen, bro. So I'll be talking to you soon.
Cool.
Peace.
Peace.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what's up. Tobias the Traveler, man. Another person I met from the Suzette Speaks platform, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to Suzette Speaks. You know what I mean? Everybody be coming over. We're just gonna read up these last few chats, and we're gonna be out of here. Brother Heyoka, Miss AKA Lady, monogamy was instituted because all the women wanted the same man and left the vast majority, 80%, to be alone and destructive. You know what I mean? Okay, and Brother Heyoka be bringing his stats. King Chris, having game is the thing which I don't think guys should have. Wait, having game is one thing which I don't think guys should have. But sometimes dealing with modern American women is too much of a headache. I don't think we have. I don't think we should have to deal with the games. Oh, I see what you're saying. I was saying today, man. Like when I talk about game, I'm talking about complete game. I'm talking about the game of life, which incorporates all facets, man. Finance, womenizing, relationships. Be everything, religion, everything. I think it's all encompassing. I think men should have game. I think men should understand male nature. They should understand female nature. They should understand, human nature, how it works. They should understand. They should strive to learn as much as they possibly can, right? And that kind of goes back to Sun Tzu and the Art of War. Know yourself, know your enemy. If you want to have success, man, you must know yourself. You must know your enemy. So I think dudes should have as much game as possible. I'm not saying to use that for evil. But I think you should be aware. You should be knowledgeable. If you don't, you're just asking for failure, man. You're gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? So, Brother Heyoka, game is male response to hypergamy, female reproductive strategies. You know what I mean? And that will lead us into another one, another topic. And then King Chris, I do think guys should have game. Okay, thank you. Yeah, typo. I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm like, what? No, you gotta have game, bro. You all inclusive. You should understand the game of life and master it. Miss AKA Lady, 1 is too close to 0. Never heard that one before. Me neither, love. I'm like, I never heard that one. But hey, shout out to Tobias the Traveler. I'm gonna wrap this up. Peace to you, brother King Chris as well. Candace M, lovely guest. Yes, absolutely, he was. He's waiting backstage. I'm gonna talk to the brother a little bit as soon as we finish this. Awesome sauce with my brother Mike. You know what I'm saying, brother? Hey, okay, got it. Miss AKA Lady, another good show. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. Christian, for the record, I think you should have some game. Typo, brother. True. Yeah. Absolutely. We all should have that. Master that. Wonderful 34, Mr. DL. I had a great time. Love your podcast. Peace, brother. Peace to you. Thank you so much, brother Michael. Peace. Peace out to everybody who was out there, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Miss Globe Girl, Miss AKA Lady Candace. We had Sister Shoot. Snuggle T was in the house. Like I said, Miss A.K.A. Lady Candace, Jay Bones was in the house. Thank you so much, brother Hayoka. Everybody who showed up. Life of Cash, you're gonna have a wrench for the next show. Trust me, bro. I'm gonna put that in there. I did see that. I will be honored to have you as a mod. And then Miss Jenny Maria 6913. Shout out to you. I went looking for your name, shorty. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank everybody who came through and who continues to support me. We're going to keep making this happen, man. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.